magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Ice Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine Ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. In the darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless. What is up, everyone? That's right, it's me. It's your main man, Frank Castle, your Sorcerer Supreme, right here each and every Saturday night on Fearless. And I'm joined by my etherical translator and co-host, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone.
Hopefully the sound is good. Everything's okay. Okay. How you doing? It's good to be back. Thank you, everyone, for spending this time with us this evening. We got a lot of stuff to talk. I got a slideshow tonight. I put it together all week. I didn't put it up yet, though.
Okay.
I'm going to put it up in a moment. How you doing, Paulie?
A little tired, but I'm okay.
Let's fix this for you. There we go.
But I'm okay. It's later than usual, but I'm hanging in
there. Shout out to my man Isaiah. What's up? I'm coffeeed up. Coffee. I've had a lot of coffee today. My sister makes the worst coffee. I said it. It's the worst.
I didn't have any, so I can't comment on it.
We drove through
terrible
lightning and thunderstorm tonight. That was so incredibly out of control. It was like
terrible.
Almost zero visibility. And I never really had that before.
Really?
Yeah, I've had it, but not.
Oh God, I've driven in that so many times.
Not quite like that. Like I have been in that, but that was like,
it was bad.
I almost couldn't see the road. I wasn't used to that. You know what? I'm getting older. That dim 8 o'clock sky where it gets like bluish, like that other color, gray, blue.
Dusky.
Yeah, the dusky. Like I can't see during that.
Yeah, but there was so much humidity. It was hard I think it was hard for everyone to see on the road. It was just bad driving today. But,
on a good note, I want to give a shout out to everyone. It's my niece Zoe's birthday. Happy birthday, princess. Shout outs to my man Robert Hawley, the Golden Lantern, Higher Frequency. Check him out. He does the meditations, group meditations. They're amazing. He does them on YouTube. He posts them up in the Fearless Family group, so don't forget to go in there and check them out. Shout outs to Shaman Tiffany. Thank you again for putting up videos.
Oh, hey, Tiffany.
All your information is priceless, so keep it alive.
And Tiffany,
I love seeing your face. I love your face.
I don't know if you heard me say this on the last show I did, because I know we missed a couple of shows.
Mm-hmm.
But Joe, who's in our Fearless group, also in the part of the Fearless family, had made me a wand. And Frank will talk about that after. And I have showed people, but I don't know, Tiffany, if you were watching or if you were listening that night. The wand, you know, you're supposed to name your wand. And I asked the wand, as soon as Joe gave her to me, what she wanted to be called, and nothing came up yet. And then I asked again later on, and she screamed Tiffany at me. Oh, and Matt, I mean,
Dude,
art.
you're making us look bad.
Your plants are the most beautiful plants I think I've ever. Robert Holy, I don't mean any disrespect.
Nah,
Your
Rob's got a
plants are
close number
beautiful.
2.
I mean, Robert's plants are beautiful too, but Matt, my goodness, I mean, it is like an oasis. It's beautiful.
Somebody made a comment
It's
on
your
another
plants.
page.
Your plants look storybook.
And they were like, it was another page. It wasn't his plants, but I thought it was. It looked
Mhm.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
And they were like, I'm going to make it a point to at least visit a place if I don't intend on growing it myself, just to be there one day in person in a place like that. And I completely felt that vibe.
Really?
Like just standing.
Oh
in
yeah,
that,
it's beauty. It's beauty.
I mean, we're not talking about basic stuff. We're talking about the real deal. We're talking about as high as you.
Robert Holy too. I mean, he has beautiful. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful plants. I mean, gorgeous, beautiful plants.
Yeah, shout outs to Rob. Thank you so much.
I mean,
for our plants, Mr. Golden Lantern.
It's the it's just.
That's right. We're learning.
They're just beautiful plants.
And Matt and Robert, they're teaching us, man. Those are master teachers. We got a lot of them in our Fearless group, including you. I don't know about that.
I have my barren tomatoes outside. I don't know.
The garden fairies are not impressed. I'm just kidding.
They're not impressed. I don't know. Last year,
don't be happy fingers when you're.
Oh, I was happy fingers this year.
I'm realizing that you gotta let this thing grow like 40%, 50% before you ever even touch it. I was watching people; they were growing fruit and vegetables. And once again, I thought it was weed, and I'm looking at it, and they were like, in 1 month, look what we have already. They had trees, and they were doing it just like we are, 5-gallon jammies filled in 1 month to capacity. And I'm going, is it us? Is it the sun? What I mean, is it the compost we're using? But it can't be. We just started doing that, and then we were having problems right before.
No, because we're using really good soil, and we're giving
nutrients,
all the plants really good nutrition. So it can't be
and
that.
It's all organic nutrients.
They're getting
no
all
chemical.
Nutrients. So Frank and I realized, and again, I apologize if we talked about this on the previous show because I just don't remember right now. Frank and I trimmed the tree in our yard. We literally trimmed this tree in the yard, and we got back some sun during the day. But we can't get high enough to trim the top, and it's not really our tree, so we shouldn't even really be trimming it, but we are, but we got enough to get a little more sun coming through those branches. But I don't know if it's the amount of rain that we're getting this summer, or if because in the Northeast it's been so hot.
We've had a massive heat wave.
We've had very, very hot weeks, and it's not even August yet, and it's been unusually hot.
Unusual August nasty weather, right?
But it's not. Yeah, usually, yeah.
It's like hot and brutal.
It's been hot and humid.
Usually we're hanging out and just going nuts at this time. This is when we're out every morning.
Yeah, hanging out outside all day. We can't do it. Got to go out. Got to come in. Got to go out. Got to come in.
Since we've been on air from this apartment. Pretty much the whole time. The sun moves differently over the place. We're only getting 4 hours of sun now.
Yeah, we used to get more than 6 hours. Now we're getting.
We'd get a whole day. 10 o'clock in the morning, we'd have to walk in and out a couple of times because the sun was beating on us. But now it takes like a different approach.
It's like the sun. This is what I feel like, and I could be completely wrong. I feel like since I've lived here, the sun and the moon are not where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we used to come out and look at the moon, and it was in a completely different place. Now I get
sun
rotation and everything, but I think it's the Earth's axis is really shifting because nothing is where it's supposed to be.
When they say that it's everything's shifting and moving, they're dead serious.
Oh, I know.
The magnetic north is moving. Everything's moving, shifting around.
I know.
But it's
agreed.
Yeah. She's super like truthing. It's getting a little bit weird too. Like today, the sun. I don't wear.
I know sunscreen.
I don't wear any sunscreen. People that get cancer and sunscreen and this and that, it's usually your sunscreen that's doing it, or you're being blatantly in the sun too much. Now, I have yet to have an issue with the sun. No sunscreen, shirt off, being in it. But today it was bright white. I think Robert was talking about this during his meditation. It was bright white and intent. It was like it was pulsing. Boof.
I know. I had to come in.
And I was like, yo, this is like radiation hot.
Yeah.
Like, ow.
Yeah.
And I tell the son, don't hurt me, man. Hey, it's me, son. It's me, son. Feed me, don't hurt me. You love me, just love me. Right? And then nothing happens to me. I don't even get red. I'll get a tan over time. I've not had any pain on my body, but today, if I would have stayed out for like an hour, no shirt on, I would have been crying tonight. I felt it.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
yeah.
Look
sure.
up and take a look at these things. See what's happening around you. Most crazy things are happening right now in the world. We had to take a break. Wait, before I get into anything, shout outs to my man KG right there, Sons of the Sun. So we've been talking about a new project for a while. I got this fucking thing in my head over here and I don't like it. So I'm going to do this and then you slide over this way. Just come over a little. Come to me. Come to me.
I know, but then I feel like we're all shoved in the corner.
Yeah, but I can't. I got the. There you go. Perfect. Perfecto.
Okay.
We have a project, Sons of the Sun, new hip hop project. Completely reinvented ourselves. We've taken 2 years. It might even be more. I know Kev a while now, and we put a lot of effort in it. We must have recorded the first couple of songs. No joke, like 5 times, 6. He might have recorded way more than 5 or 6 times as the producer, but we really like each time cranked it out. They sounded good, and then it could be better. But including the beat, he added things, all kinds of things. Now we're deep into it, but we keep talking about it, but we never show you nothing. We never say anything to you other than, oh, it's coming. It's been released. It'll be out within the next month everywhere, literally everywhere. So the song is called How We Do. It's by the group Sons of the Sun. That's the 2 of us. We'll probably go live this week, do a little listening session if it's up to him naturally. The producer, if he wants everyone to hear it early. I think it'll be kind of cool. What do you think of the music?
I like it.
I mean,
I liked
you got to talk into the mic for this one.
I liked everything. Put the fan down more. Point the fan. No, down. Okay. I liked everything I heard. I loved it.
You heard 2 tracks.
I heard 3.
Yeah, you know what? Yes, you did hear 3. I had to do the third one live, and his verse was done.
I heard all the changes.
Every single change you've heard.
Yes.
Shout outs to Todd Hughes. He Cooking with Todd. He's in the Fearless family group. An amazing guy. Kev and I were discussing the whole process, and we really, like he says, Kev will tell you, I learned patience working with you and all kinds of weird stuff I'm not used to. Like, we're really polite, collaborating adults with each other that are actually having fucking fun, and we don't really want to hear it outside. Like, we get into it with each other in terms of like, oh, does this sound good? Like, I'll always ask them, does this sound good? Does this sound good? Normally rappers don't do that stuff. They just say, here's my verse. Do what you got to do. I don't like it. I like it. I don't like it. We go input for input. It's taken us a long time to really learn to have fun. Mm-hmm. And it's really showing up now. So we talked one night last week. We were like, dude, we got to put this stuff out. Oh, well, now you need a photo album cover or a single cover. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, this could be a process that takes forever, costs a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. So we talked text, and it was like we were manifesting something. I woke up early the next morning, and Todd was taking my pictures off Facebook, and he's been learning how to I guess use all the different photos apps and stuff. So he turns around. I'm like in the snow in this one pic, but it's just a pic of me smiling. So I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then it just clicks. I'm like, hey, I wonder if Todd would, hey, this might be a good idea. Let me ask him, because I get nervous to ask. I don't want to burden people. The only person I burden and ask is Zervos. I will call him and just ask him, hey, man, I need whatever. But Todd hooked it up.
I know.
He developed the picture.
On the spot.
That day it was done.
I know.
And then you and I started designing the...
No, you designed it. I just told you what I like.
Yeah, well, true. Very true. And then KG was sending me... Naturally, Kevin was going back and forth, and I was going back. But you never... you didn't know me from the music. You knew about the music. You've heard the music. But we didn't come from that. Like, no, Josh and I met each other.
I didn't know that, Frank.
And
I've never met that Frank,
ever... No. It was never from the music, but we're all musicians, or it like it was just so different. So I know your ear from what you listen to.
Mhm.
And now we're older. So it's like, what kind of music do you want to put out? What do you want to be remembered for in this world? What do you want to take into the future with you? Do you
Mhm.
want it to be like, yo, motherfucker? Or do you want it to be like, hey, we're here. Like, let's do this. Right. And I know you got a great ear for tunes
Well, that's what it
because you
sounds.
never dig the rap. You
No,
were like, it's good music. It's just not
no,
my.
I didn't hate it. I just that wasn't the type of music that I listened to. Not that I didn't like it. I ask you to put it on every now and then.
No, I
to
know.
Listen to like a couple
Well,
of.
we got really good hits. That's what it is. So
No, I
when I play the
know,
hits,
but
it's fun to
but
listen
your
to.
music is good. Like if you're doing stuff like when we're painting or cleaning
You're
like
right.
during an activity because it keeps you like exercise it because it keeps you up.
Yeah, and the songs that are on the greatest
Totally.
hits are all motivational
Totally. This
stuff.
is a little different. This magic that you created with Kevin, it's like a celebration. It's like the two of you are celebrating a moment in time. And that's what it sounds like to me. Because I don't want to give anything away until people have heard it, but I've heard all the versions and I love them all. Hello, beautiful lady. Um,
Willow.
it is hi Willow. Willow, I had a dream of you the other
Oh
night.
snap!
Um, we were not interacting in my dream, and maybe I visited you in my sleep then because I just kept seeing you when I was sleeping, and you just kept getting prettier, like prettier and prettier, and almost like as you were getting closer, your face was getting prettier and prettier and prettier. It was so strange, but you were younger, like a not a you were younger, and it was funny because why would I know you then? But it was you, but you were younger. Um, so I just thought I'd tell everyone that I had that dream. But yeah, this music is it sounds like a celebration. It sounds like two people that had fun, got together, did their thing, made it happen,
A lot of people
and it's a
were
celebration.
not expecting that. They were waiting for the come on, motherfucker,
Yeah,
rally with the rah, rah, rah.
yeah,
And
it
I'm like, we're
wasn't
not that
No,
anymore,
it really
man.
did. It sounded like it sounds like you could listen to that music
I'm gonna quote Ellen.
doing anything.
I'm gonna
like
quote Ellen. Yes, you can.
driving,
Yes, you
like
can.
if you're in the car driving.
That's
or
why
if
I
you're-
asked you your opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I asked a few people I played the music for. I'm waiting for a few other people that are actually in the industry to just give me a little heads up on things. And so far, everybody is liked it here. Like,
Mhm.
like they were like, "Whoa, that's not what I was expecting. I like this." Ellen said to me, "This is morning music. You know that, right? Like you can get up."
Mhm.
And start the day with it.
Yes, you
Do
can.
you know how hard that is for a rap song? She goes, look, I was like, oh, like Biggie, whatever.
But
She
it's
goes, no,
not
not like
like
Biggie.
a-
We can't do 8 o'clock in the morning with kick her in the stomach and take the fucking purse and run that. Like we can't do this every
but it's
5
not
minutes.
like a rap
There's no
song.
anger.
It's a very
It's hip-hop.
It's light tempoed.
It's like Jurassic 5 meets Tribe meets I don't even know. It's hard for me to
I don't
just talk about
I
myself
don't know.
sometimes.
I like it. It's
It has a great just
it
vibe.
does. It just has a great vibe. You
You
could
know,
do
when
it.
I
You
write
could
to you
listen to it
guys
in the
now, sending you
background.
positive
Yeah.
vibes, like it has that.
Yeah.
But it's great on the ears. I'm sorry, I'm just blowing up the music right now. I need to because it's been so long. Do you know? Me and him were putting it up on the distribution, and it's like, welcome back, Frank. It's been 6 years since your last album release, and I was like,
Really?
what? Like it fucked me up. I was staring at the screen and trying not to make a face because Kev was on the thing. I was trying to show him everything, and then this was
Oh
funny.
yeah, you were.
It
you
had
were on live.
whack numbers, like zeros everywhere, and then like 250. 6, 3, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1 sale, 2 sales, and he was like, "Dude, what is this?" Like it was right up there. So I
Very
go,
random.
that's not my numbers. And he's, oh, that's your numbers. It's right there. So I was like, oh my God, what's happening to me? Why I want to show it to him. And it was only from February of this year till now.
Oh, okay.
So, and it was still $26. I was trying to explain, like, over the course of time, when you're distributed everywhere, if you're not even promoting and you got a couple of things out, you're going to make a couple of $100 a quarter just by being out there. You add promotion to it, and then you become part of the game. You add a little
Because the
promotion.
company is sweeping for anything played by you.
Yeah, the companies
Yeah.
now work for the artist where we're at instead of against, while we still hold 100% of everything.
Right. Well, I think that's an
100%.
algorithm, though, right? Like it just listens, it
Who
searches
cares?
the internet,
Yeah, yeah.
or it searches everything.
They went back and got me money, my distribution place, from my first album, which is called Superpowers. It was like 98 or 99, I think, when it was released. And we had just money sitting there. People were playing the songs for all over the place
Right,
at
but
the
you weren't
time.
collecting the.
No, there's nobody collected nothing. We were like, doesn't BMI do? We wrote BMI. Nobody did anything. Here I am years later.
Mhm.
You know what I did with you right there? We cashed out one round and bought Bitcoin. Why make money sit there when you worked hard? I went on tour for that shit.
Because it's depreciating.
But while listen, she said it. It's depreciating just sitting there because it's in US dollars. So I just wanted to say thank you, Kevin, for coming into my life and making this possible. I want everyone to check out Sons of the Sun, and we'll have a listening party this week or something.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get into that. A couple things I wanted to talk to you live on air about. I'm staying away from the conversation till we got on air, because I know I didn't give you any leadway into anything, but I have leadway for us. Are you all right?
No, yeah.
No came out
all right.
first.
I'm just a little
Usually, the first thing that comes out of your mouth is the right thing.
I'm just a little tired. That's it, and I'm a little high now.
Okay.
I'm good though.
Hi. I want to just say hello to everyone for a minute. Thank you, everybody, for coming, spending time with us tonight. We love you so much. So, for those of you that spot things in movies and television and entertainment, I just wanted to make a mental note to everybody in the audience, everyone listening, and to Paula. She's already going to know this, but we're not going to give any kind of comprehensive on Black Widow, the movie. But we are going to talk about something relating.
Oh, no spoiler. Yeah.
No,
okay.
no spoiler.
I can't say anything.
You got to get closer to
All
the
right.
mic.
I can't say anything. All right.
So, what up, Della? What up, Joe? Greetings. So, the movie Black Widow in Marvel is about a super spy who joins the superhero team. She has no real superpowers, but what she goes through in her life to become the super spy is the greatest of the greatest, making her the greatest of the greatest infiltrator around the board on the planet. Would you agree?
Yeah, she was trained to be an assassin, and that's what she does, and she does it well.
So,
and then she wants to switch sides. She doesn't wants to work for the
bad guys. She wants
to work for the
good guys.
She wants to work for the good guys, and in order to do that, she has to do things.
So she has to take out one of the villains.
Right. So whatever.
Okay.
So that's where
that's what that's all about. Now, the movie was pushed back very, very long time.
Yeah.
And it also came out late.
It got pushed back so much that my love for her was diminishing.
All right, so it made the movie a little bleh,
and I was okay,
but here's my giant point I'm gonna make.
Oh, okay. I don't
okay,
know.
I'm going to talk about the intro to this movie, so you know exactly what's going on in this fucking world, because I am a fan, super fan, when it comes to Marvel. And the movie opens. Now, her story is terrible. It's in this place called the Red Room. The Red Room, the guy that runs it.
And this is in the comics.
This is all comics.
This has been in the
but
comics.
To see it on film is an entirely different thing. So, the Red Room, we won't say about where it is or nothing. The Red Room is, though, a place where they take girls and they turn them into assassins. They call them widows. How they make these assassins and how they get them. Paula, how do they get them?
I'm afraid to say that I won't be able to stop talking.
I will talk first.
I
Then.
won't be able to stop talking because I have to watch everything I say because I don't want to spoil it.
Don't spoil it. Let's use this for real world information because that's where I'm going to come from. So they steal children from around the
No,
world.
specifically girls.
But do they steal them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, steal them or buy them or have them tested to see if they excel in certain areas.
Somehow they get them
infants.
tested
Yeah.
when they're young.
Yeah.
And then if they hit the markers,
Yep, they take them.
They just take you. The fucking movie opens, and I was screaming as soon as I saw it. It was ruining things for me immediately. They were kidnapping children and putting them in fucking shipping containers, right? And the opening sequence, after they're like flashing her, and you think, oh, it's this little girl, and they're showing you like them collecting people, and then the shipping containers open, and they're fucking stuffed in them. They're all girls, and then the guy's like, for every 20, one might make it, and for
20.
all the ones that don't, we kill them. Get them out of here. And they were like, why? There's more. There's never not more.
Right. So without giving anything away.
No, now it's not about the movie no more.
No. So yeah. So that's how it opens, and it's horrible. But Frank feels that they delayed the opening even longer because of everything that they were finding.
Last year, shipping containers, kids, yes. Evergreen, Everrest, whatever the fuck these things are called. They were all about kids being trafficked.
Right.
This movie opens with them trafficking children terribly.
I think
it was a downer.
I agree.
I was like, yo, I'm awake.
My heart sank.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My heart sank to my stomach.
You said something. You were like, yo, her story. I'm gonna quote you finally, right? You ready for your quote? You were like, there's a scene in Shazam, the movie Shazam. It's a DC movie. The guy yells Shazam. He's got the big lightning on his chest.
Where Billy Batson,
he's the kid that changes
his mother.
So the kid finds his mom.
When he's Billy Batson, he's 14 years old, or 12. I think he's 14 years old.
He's 14,
and he's a good kid, and he's been pushed around. He's pushed
an orphan
through the foster system, and he's finally finds his mother, and they have words, minutes. They have moments together, and in moments, this woman manages to crush his life.
She says, we were watching it and we were like,
such horrible, mean things to him.
She's like, I don't really have time for this right now.
Right. It's not a good time in my life. And, and then there was something that she said.
Okay.
And then they took it out of the movie.
Now, when you watch it, it's a different, they say different stuff.
She said to him, like, you're not over that? Didn't you grow up? Or like she's very rude to him,
very brash, and it was insulting on a level
and hurtful.
He's a little kid.
He's 14, and they took it out of the movie.
So now we watch that in the theater, and we're like, oh,
right.
Okay, we watch this sitting right here.
Okay,
with my mother.
That broke my heart. That scene in Shazam.
It was just
crushed me because I don't have. My parents are gone. My people are gone. Everyone is gone. I have very little family left, and what I have, I cherish. But it made my heart sink watching that movie years ago, and it brought that immediately back as soon as I saw this scene, and I was like, "This is the worst." My heart sank. This is the worst feeling. You brought me to the lowest of the lows. You better bring it all the way back up. And it was just a horrible feeling. Like my heart sank. And I know, and Frank and I talked about it. And as soon as we saw those shipping containers, we knew that had to be
everything we all talk about.
It had to be a reason that movie was delayed. Timing.
There is no way if this would have came out last year when it was supposed to.
Yeah, it was timing. Had to.
I don't think any rational adult
question
they would be like, oh, that's in your face. They have to tell you in the movie, and even if the movie's good or bad, and they all written by bad guys that are creatively bad guys, but they're good guys, and who knows who's who, shit just comes out. The truth is there. Good guys, bad guys, neutral guys, whatever, shit just standing around. It's all there.
So I think that it's not. It
I
didn't
got you.
light.
I got
I
you.
got this.
I got you.
Okay. Oh, and my Hello Kitty lighter is missing, Joe. And I'm half blaming you because I don't.
Joe didn't take it
Joe, how do you know Joe didn't take it?
because I was hanging out with Joe.
Okay, so
It wasn't near him.
it wasn't near him.
No.
Okay, all right. Sorry, Joe. Frank said you didn't take it.
Watch one of the cats is like laughing right now.
Oh
Got
yeah,
them both.
yeah,
Fuck 'em.
because at 4
That's my
o'clock in the
lighter.
morning when Baby Bear is waking me up, if it's next to me and on a table,
Man,
and
Rob's got some good
he
stuff.
just knocks everything down. So you're right, it could be.
He
Sorry,
stepped
Joe.
on my
Not
head.
blaming you, Joe.
All right, so let's get back to shipping containers and kids.
Okay, so yeah, we think the movie. Sorry,
They have to tell you what they're doing.
we
It's a
think.
Disney movie.
No. Well, aside from that, I just think it was bad timing. They pushed it back because of timing.
Okay, timing. Let's talk about this. Timing in movies. Is it bad timing, or did they move it because they had to tell you, but then they were like, wait a second, there's a nasty reaction out there to this. Okay.
Right.
Remember Doctor Strange, the movie? I sat here, I don't know, I think we were on TFR at the time, and people were saying, what did you watch Doctor Strange and then create a show around it? I'm like, homie, we've been doing this for a couple of years.
Yeah, this is
There is no Doctor Strange script.
when I don't even know, that came out after we started.
Years
started
later.
the show in 2016.
Homie, you could look at the you
Yeah,
could watch the fucking shows. They're labeled. We had years of shows before it
I
came
think
out.
it's 2016 we started.
All right. So, and remember, I came out. I don't even need to say this, but me and Chris Gio were in the background talking for a full year before we decided and said yes to do a show.
That
so
was
that we're going.
That was 2015.
we just keep going back, and then so
Yes,
they're
that
like,
was
"Are you
2015.
sure you didn't?" I'm like, "I've been around, homie. They're getting that from us, not from Frank and Paula, but from everything that's out there."
Oh, to Rick and Morty.
So they couldn't
Rick
make it work.
I swear to God.
So
those
they
those
hired
people.
the guy that passed away, the mushroom shaman guy.
Oh, the guy on that the guy you like that we watched.
He references. I watched him once, and he was referencing superheroes. I was like, whoa. He's like, it's built that way for a reason. Anyway, they got him, and he put everyone under constantly, and then they were like, oh, this, because they couldn't make the special effects go from like weird, goofy, or horror. Like they couldn't figure it out to make it fun and look good.
But you can't.
And then they went under it, and I'm like, opening sequence when she taps him on the head,
right?
He goes flying out of his body, has a DMT experience, right? It was like he had my experience when I talked about it on Chris's show a year before I did Fearless.
But I think most people have the same experience.
Because we're all having
the same experience.
We're all traveling wormholes and
but they had to do
hyperspace
that in order to be authentic with what they showed
Timing.
you as his experience.
Timing.
So.
How many people here listened to us and did ayahuasca or did some form of psychedelic or took the journey and it started around that time and there was a big push, just like Bitcoin, it comes back into the cycle. It's cyclical.
Of course, you don't talk about it's cyclical. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Remember
and the
when
faster
it
goes, you're getting tighter in the middle.
Yes.
You know, at the bottom of the toilet, everything spins like this. I'm just saying. So we're in the big flush, but at the bottom, everything's going to fall away you don't need, and the singularity stands. That's you, the singularity. But the toilet reference, a terrible reference to use and then say like, but you're the singularity in the toilet. It's just an energy vortex and you would be standing in the middle of that. Holy sheep shit. So timing in okay, here's another one. Y'all have to watch Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt. This is us just talking real quick about stuff that's out there in entertainment.
How did we get here?
We haven't talked, and this is the third week.
How did we get to this movie here?
The shipping containers with the kids. They're letting us know the reality behind it, or they're putting it in the movie because the dark magic has to be shown to you. They have to show you. They can trick you. They can show you a symbol, but to them, the symbol means we're going to eat you, or something. Well, I'm just making something up, right? And then
Okay.
you're like, oh, that's the coolest symbol I've ever seen. I'm going
Right.
to
I
use it
want
as
to
a
use it.
logo for
Yeah.
my band.
For my on a t-shirt.
Right? And then you
Yeah.
put it on a
Yeah.
t-shirt. You put it
Yeah.
on your fucking neck tattoo. You start, oh, you do. It's
Yeah.
all over the place. And
I get
you
it.
don't know that the guy that made that is like, bro, I just did a sigil on everyone. Literally. For that to work, though, he's got to show it to you. And you got to be like, yo, he doesn't have to tell you what it is. He could show it to you and go, yo, what do you think of this? Do you like this? If it has like writing you don't understand on it, but you're like, oh yeah, this is dope, you accepted the contract. They just have to show it. It's in signs and symbols around us, and you agree to it and go in, right? Like labels, everything's got a logo, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How many corporations that are on the devil's dick literally have the eye or the circle or the Saturn or the this? It's always the same 10 things, always wrapped in your fucking face, and you got to deal with it. Whether it's the swish that's actually means the Saturn rings. How are you fucking supposed to know that? How am I supposed to? I live in the Bronx. How am I supposed to know that? Everyone around me's like, I want to be fucking fresh, Frank. I want to be fresh. I want to wear $200 fucking sneakers. I want to walk down the street and I'm fucking, yeah, what's up, motherfucker? And I'm fresh. And I'm like, dude, you got to take that off. But I can't tell you that. But I gotta go, yo, you know what that is? Do you know what that swish is? Yeah, it's just fucking do it, bro. What's the matter, bro? You don't do it? It's like, yo, you're wearing the sigil, and the sigil defines itself as controlling you in one way or another.
Speaking of this sigil, Ellen, I'm wearing the shirt you bought me. I love it. Hello Kitty Cafe. I can't get up now. I'm so hot.
You look really cute in that shirt, by the way.
Thank you. I couldn't help it. I had to wear it today. If you see
you had no cat hair on it till you got home.
I know, because I strategically put it on
and
the
I'm
ramp.
like, man, we vacuumed that fucking couch. What the fuck am I breathing in this house?
Please.
All right, so this is what I mean, right? So Ayahuasca told me, she straight up said to me, you know how you take things back? Like the Nazi sigil is a derivative of actually this symbol, and this came from like ancient Indian, even further back, and it actually means peace, and it has all these other meanings attached to it, and they just took it, made it like straight lines that way, and we're like, we're gonna be the perfect race, and it fucking ruins it for everyone. But you got to take back the original version of the symbol. Shouldn't be offensive. The original version has like little tweaks on the end, and it's a little bit different. So she was explaining it to me. Now, this is a master example. You take it back, you claim it, and you're like, no.
Yep.
The original OG is this. Enjoy yourself, do this, do love, and you start shooting love around. You start creating your own logos and your own signs. You create your own custom shit. Higher frequency shout out, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
and Sons of the Sun shout out.
Yeah,
and then you start just bringing it forth. And then you overtake them. And it's like, well, how are you going to overtake these other things? Trust me. You have to believe in yourself. It'll flow right through you. Who's stopping Source? Frank's not just awesome. Paula's not just awesome. Everyone here is awesome. And everyone else is awesome. That's awesome. Y'all could do it. Every single one of you can do it. Not everyone will do it. And people don't even know on any level that this is even going on. Everyone are not going to be doing it right now. However,
go ahead.
After you.
No. Go ahead.
You can do it. See, Nike's like, yo, just do it, right? But I don't need to wear your shit. I'm it, literally. I'm going to let it shine my way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, anyone can do this because we did it the other night. Frank, I drank alcohol. We went out to dinner. We went to Rayo's in New York City. And I think the restaurant's been there since the late 1800s or something like that. And it's like a 10-table restaurant, and it takes sometimes years to get a reservation. And our friends,
I didn't know any of this stuff until we were leaving, by the way.
Ended up great. As a fluke getting a reservation. I don't even remember the story. And his
buddy got it from a guy who owns the table.
Oh, owns the table.
Like,
okay.
You lease the table.
The table. Yeah.
So you'll get it like once like every other week or once a month. I don't know how they're,
whatever it is, right?
and you're allowed to gift that to people.
Well, we were lucky enough to be
We were all
invited.
gifted.
We were all gifted that evening.
I was
So
like, whoa,
it was
that
it-
was like a
it was an experience because it was a restaurant I always wanted to go to, but I was done with it because you can't get in. So I was like, oh, I don't want to go there anyway. Like it was one.
that place was good, fellas.
But when Frank was like, "Oh, Rich and Laura invited us to Rio's," I was like, "You have better say." And
I said the name, and my mother. This is how I
Yeah.
knew it was important, not the
Yeah.
way you said it. And you all explained this to me 500 times, and I didn't even think. I went outside and said to my mother. She like pulls up. She's like, "What are you doing tonight? You want to watch the dog?" I'm like, "Oh, we're
you
going
want
to
watch the dog?
some place called Rayo's." And she was like, "What? How did you get a seat in there? Do you know that I ate in there in 1970?" I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you can't get it. How did you get that?" And I'm like, "I got to go talk to them." So I was like, "Do I have to dress up?" And you were like, "Nah, man, it's
No,
just food."
you don't have to dress up.
So
I mean, you have to look.
Paula had a drink that looked like a Bond villain's drink.
Oh, I had
with the olives and
I had
the
a dirty
whatever.
martini. I haven't had a
But
dirty martini in years.
Something happened that night that we both agreed to.
Oh yeah,
And you said it on the fly though.
we had, but prior to this, now we had the greatest day because we knew
You could make
that-
something. We're going to tell you what we manifested and
Oh
how
yeah,
we
and
handled
exactly
our
how we did it.
business.
That's why
So you can do
That's
this.
why I'm saying anyone can do this. So we cleared the day. We made sure that we didn't have anything that important that had to be done that day because it was a 9 o'clock reservation on a Wednesday, and Paula's not good after hours. So Paula wanted to make sure that Paula was going to be okay.
They're in
So
Harlem.
it was wonderful. It was 116th and Pleasant Ave. It was,
I was
wonderful.
like, whoa, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
It was great. It was one of the best experiences.
I felt like I was in the Daredevil show, Luke Cage's area. He covered Harlem, right?
Yeah, it's not far. It's kind of on the other side.
It was like a Brooklyn vibe, but not. It was like a new. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's an uptown vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, it was groovy,
yeah,
man.
It is. So it was so nice. So we had I had done I did 3 foot soaks, and then I remember I had to take a nap.
Yeah, well, everything was being purged.
Yeah. So we were having this great day. We sent love ahead to the restaurant, to all the people in the restaurant.
Parking. It's impossible to park in the fucking
love
city.
Ahead to park because we were debating on whether or not we should.
That's what makes you not want to go
to the city, because you have to park, and then it's more money, and you know, and it's just an inconvenience, you know. So we sent love ahead to parking. We had eaten like a late lunch.
Everything worked out to where it was just working
perfectly. We had we were having a great time before we left.
All right, let's just skip right to the good
so
parts.
Now we
got into the car, and I told Rich, I'll meet you out front. And it was almost like we didn't stop really the car the whole time we were driving.
Oh yeah, it was perfect.
And it was through the craziest shit. It looked like one of those video games where there's just fucking cars everywhere, like Outrun, and you're like, oh.
No traffic.
Just whoomp, 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 whoomp.
No
whoomp.
traffic at all, which is weird.
Found the place, pulled up.
Found parking.
This guy stole the spot that I was going to take. And I was like, oh, it's right here. I go, what the fuck? All right. He blocks the whole area, backs in. Yo, I pull up. There's a space right there. I go, the whole block is packed, massively packed. So packed that it'll make you get in the car and go home. Boom, parked the car, went in, went down, went inside. Rich was even nervous to go to the guy at the door and tell him what was going on. And the guy just said, who gave you the table? And they already knew. And he's like, oh, this guy. He goes, come right in. Went, sat down. And I felt very attracted to you, by the way, when you did this. We were partying, and you didn't know if you were going to have a drink, and she didn't know if she was going to have a drink. And you whispered in my ear, transmute everything at this table. So I was high as fuck.
Oh,
we had a deep breath.
Oh no, we took an edible.
Oh, that's what it was. I was so fucked up, but feeling great.
Ellen brought edibles, and she gave me this
I felt warm everywhere.
Most fabulous Hello Kitty T-shirt. So we took an edible about a half an hour before we left, so it was just kind
Just
of
starting as we got
yeah,
in, because the place
yeah.
started to look like, whoa,
It
where are we? But
was
it was only 10 tables.
amaze balls. It was amazing.
Ladies and
I had the
gentlemen,
best time.
we sat down.
Oh, so I did. I
The
whispered
guy
in his ear.
said to Paul, go ahead,
I whispered in his Frank's ear. I said, I think I'm gonna have a drink. And Frank says,
because
Paula,
we have to transmute the
have
food
anything
too.
you want. So and then I said, do you think you could transmit everything at the table? And he
Everything.
goes, okay, I'm on it. And he gets on, and the guy comes over and he goes, what are you gonna drink?
Yo, wait, this is how I do. So maybe you do it like this too. I don't mean to point, but look at me, I'm pointing. Okay, check this out. My toes, when I ground, curl as if my feet are eagle's claws,
Uh-huh.
right? So
Salads. Yeah.
they just do it. It's automatic. That's how you could feel the line like, whoa, I'm bringing it in. My best friend was sitting across from me with his wife, and I was staring at it. He has a giant fucking beard.
Oh,
I
it's
don't know
very
how his
Nordic.
beard
It's a
grows.
very Nordic beard.
I love that. His name's Rich Johnson too. So we're looking across from each other, and I look at Paula, and then I start staring at Rich, and I swear I thought I dropped a bomb in this place with the electricity coming out of my fingers. I touched the table, and it was like burnt. The guy comes right over. Hey, what's going on? Let me tell you something. Pulls up a chair. You would have thought you were in Goodfellas, right?
Oh yeah.
He gives you a menu.
No menu.
No,
He-
he's the menu.
Oh yeah, he tells you
He
what
tells
what
you
your
pretty
choices
much
are.
what your choices are and what you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it. You want it like this, right? Yeah, right. Yeah. Let me tell you. Then all right. Let me tell you something. You know what else we got? We got asparagus. It's grilled. It's nice. You got the meat and you slice it, the steak and the da. You want a drink and this. He like leans into you like, hey, buddy, come over here. Let me tell you something good. And I was just like, oh, okay, I'm with it. I'm with it, right? Rich just looked over and was like,
All right.
yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I want that. And then Laura's like, I want this. Wait, the whole place sounded like it was fucking jumping at one point. As the food starts coming out, the drinks come out. It's like the whole thing got electrified.
And I'm like, Frank, you sure you transmuted
Okay,
this? Right?
so
And he's like, yeah, you're covered.
because I had to do the food because I always get heartburn and I always hate going out to eat because I always get sick. Well, not just I go home, I'm in the
It
bathroom.
doesn't taste like pork.
It's just not as good as ours. It's not a Paulie burger, right? So anyway, everyone had a good time. Oh, listen to this shit. So I don't want to drink. So I'm driving. I'm like, I don't want to drink or whatever. I'm gonna have a soda though.
Okay.
I go, let me get a Coke or something. And he goes, you're gonna have a Pepsi. And I went, no shit. They just came and put it in front of me like bong.
And he drank 2 of them.
And I looked at it and I was like, guess what?
Arthur Pagano, if you're out there, he drank
Guess
2
what?
Pepsis.
Baby flavor be gone. I'm having a good. Not only
You
did
transmuted
I
it.
eat more than any person should eat
Oh yeah.
in one giant
Frank
sitting.
is horrible to go to a restaurant with because he eats like a bird and he takes half his meal home.
So we ate.
He ate
We
everything.
could have finished everything and not taking anything home. And they did split it into 4. I looked in the bag and I went, oh, they gave everyone
They
a little
did.
bit.
We told them they could. Oh, they did.
Yeah, but we just gave Rich the bag.
Yeah, they can have
But yeah, well, it was that's their night, and we kind of came along. I'm not taking the
we
doggy
came along.
bag.
Yeah, you can have it.
But the whole place starts rocking, and people are just looking at us.
Oh yeah.
So we're just laughing and having a good time, and then the first guy, I don't know who he was either waiter, the kind of chunky guy in the face. He starts making jokes about the food at the table.
Yeah.
And then he starts grabbing me like, hey, and he's hysterical. So we start fucking laughing. In between each meal, this guy comes back. Then the other kid keeps coming over. Yo, you should have another drink. You want one? I think you're having this. No, Paul, you're gonna have this.
You want another dirty martini?
No, I want this. No, I think you're gonna have this.
I'm like, no, I'm gonna have a wine now.
Then the other guy comes over, you look at him and you go, oh, this guy's a liar. Or he says something about coffee. And then she's like, you're a liar. And he's like, and then he breaks into this character.
He says, I am a liar.
I am a liar. It's the bald head with the beard. He goes, I'm him in. He goes, I'll be him in. That's me. He goes, that's me in 10 years. He goes, I see where you're going with this. And then I fucking break into dying laughter. I'm like, and he's keeping a straight face. He just goes at everyone. Oh my God. I've never had an experience like this, but they weren't doing that to anyone else.
No,
Everyone
yeah,
else, they
it
would do
was
this
just-
to. Hey, this is an Italian guy. You ready? Hey. Hey.
Yeah, okay.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
How you doing? It's good to see you tonight. It's good to see you. Hey, how are you? Good. Hang in there. Come on. I got it. And I'm like, everyone's scheming because you know what goes along with that.
It's an all cash restaurant. I mean, come on. How many all cash
I
restaurants?
was just about to say
Were you
somebody's
really?
taking
Oh,
cash
get
and
it.
putting in that dude's hand, and he's going, "Yeah,
Get out
good.
of my head.
It's good to see you.
I mean, it's an
Oh,
all cash.
my
How
fucking
many?
friend. It's good.
How many? Yeah, we got one.
Touchy.
That's how all of Arthur Avenue used to be like that.
Yo,
Remember?
I
All
said,
cash.
look how much fun. So,
Oh.
I think that's
Oh.
Sugar Pop.
Oh, no, that's way.
So I went to I said to Paula,
Yeah.
there was a perfect moment because I was fully aware of what was happening. And Rich and Laura, we don't really talk about that much with them at all. We just keep the good vibes. It's very pleasant.
They're not.
I grew up with Rich, so we just talk about everything but that.
Ayahuasca people at all. Like we
Yeah.
don't talk about it with them. We talk about it a little bit.
We just randomly bring it up.
You know, but they're not into it. Like they're not.
They're not
They're not in the
they're not
group.
mushroom
You know,
people,
like
yeah.
there are just
They're just
our
regular people.
normie friends. Yeah, like you know, he's
Rich is
Menza.
far from normie though. I'm just telling. I grew up with him. I've seen.
Whatever, I love him.
You've heard the stories.
And,
you know.
and we have a whole backstory on Laura now. She's basically a pirate from Canada. She didn't know this until
we got fucked
last
up,
week.
and then we started.
And
Anyway, so we're rocking the table.
But she's a Canadian
and
pirate.
Billy Joel comes on, but I'm the only one that notices. Listen. It's Piano Man. I want for you people.
Now we're in an Italian restaurant in New York City that only takes cash, and Billy Joel comes on.
They have the white and red checkered tablecloth.
No, it was
right?
all wood. There was no table. Was there a tablecloth?
Yeah, no, they had.
Was it?
I think so.
Okay, I don't even know.
Maybe that was when I came in. The table that was sitting right there with everyone's photograph on it.
I don't know.
Oh, Paul is sitting. So they have photos of who was there.
Now, me and Frank can't be
come on. We're sitting in a booth, and right next to Paula's head is a giant picture of Obama's face, right? So I just look over, and I'm like, oh, all right, well, that's pretty awesome that he was here. However, nobody, whatever. Yeah. Then I look up, and it's Hillary Clinton.
And then Bill.
Then Bill Clinton. Then George Bush. I'm like, all these motherfuckers were sitting here? So I knew the whole wall was like that.
Transmuted everything.
I transmuted everything.
I'm putting it out to the universe. I hope I get an invite to come there again. I really do.
They were wonderful.
I mean,
nobody ever treated us like that.
Really expensive meal, but it was worth it.
And I start freaking out.
Oh yeah,
I'm going. It's a perfect night.
So yeah,
I'm thinking in my head, perfect night. This is impossible that I'm witnessing this. Rich says to me, it's like 1980s, 1980, whatever, 5 at the Paulding Inn on Morris Park.
Yeah.
Where, what the fuck, bro? And everyone's hanging out, but there's no beef. You know not to get into a beef in this motherfucking place. So you just always are cool. There's no problem. So you're like, wow, this is all right.
So Billy Joel comes on.
And I go, Paula, do you hear that? I whisper in her ear, Paula, do you hear that? Wait. It's Billy Joel. And she looks at me. She goes, in the middle of the night. And then Rich and Laura we all stop.
So now
and I start laughing.
Everything stops. So Frank says, oh, it's Billy Joel on the radio. So Rich and Laura go, yeah, it's Billy Joel. So then we both in the middle of the night.
Right, we have this thing with him, and then I go, no, not that Billy Joel. It's the other one, and everyone was laughing. Yo, man, when you, it's like who described doing the wave? Was it Ellen? You go, oh yeah, I think it was. I asked her about being in the audience, and you when you go there, you go to have fun,
Oh yeah,
and
when you go
she's
to a
like, it's
game,
like doing
yeah.
the wave.
Yeah, when you go to Yankee
I
Stadium,
want to
you do
do the wave when I'm there. It's not fucking cheesy to me. If I'm there, I'm not gonna sit there like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm a fucking holding up the wall,
Right.
you know. Anyway, so the energy just fucking went out. Then we just had a great night. Zip, 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 zip home. It was like a 3 hour event. And then, all right, it was science because the entire time I was sciencing it. I couldn't believe
I
that
know.
you can change an environment like that because I said, is everyone in here having that? Because when we started laughing,
I
the whole
said,
place, when those guys were coming over, started
look,
rocking.
I was a little
I was like, this is a great
concerned.
fucking
Frank
restaurant.
is such
I'm a dick.
it's
It's
so hard when we go
obvious.
out to dinner because it's like I have to check the menu first to see if there's at least
We were
2 or
walking
3
in.
items that he could
What did
have.
Paula see? Not even 40 feet from the restaurant. Go ahead.
I saw a rat.
What?
Big rat.
Big rat?
Big
Is that what you're saying? Big New York City rat?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
And
why I don't want to fucking go out to eat.
I know. And I was okay with it because it's New York City and I get it.
But it's still the city and that place is fucking awesome. Now my point is this. We could have went in there all like you know,
Well, I would have been happy.
stiff.
Yeah. No, you were very happy
not
to be
transmuted.
No,
and then ate
I think you
the
liked
political energy in that joint.
No. That's why I asked you to transmute it. And it was so funny because, like, I asked Frank, and I sincerely meant it. Like, Frank, I'm going to have alcohol. If it's going to be a problem for you, I'm not going to have it. And he was like, have whatever you want. If you want to have alcohol, that's fine. And now, you know, for the people that are listening that don't know, I did not have a problem with alcohol. I was with an alcoholic for years, but I didn't overdrink. And when I wasn't with him anymore, I didn't drink.
Listen, Aaron was right. Expanded understanding. When he came here and ate the fucking ice cream, he ate a gallon of ice cream.
Right.
I'm like, dude, you're gonna shit.
No, he ate almost 2 gallons.
And he looked at me and
gallons
said,
of ice cream.
nah, there's a reason why I don't shit.
Right.
And I was like, oh,
Well,
I got to hear this.
Well, it worked because
It's the reason you're giving.
You did it. And I mean, I didn't have wine. I had alcohol, and I haven't had alcohol in
Well, because a lot of people
in
give
a
up
year.
that aren't alcoholics. They're just like, ooh,
No, it was like,
alcohol
oh
is just
no.
evil,
So anyway,
evil.
my point is, for those of you who don't know, who haven't listened prior, I drank Aya, and as kind of like a side effect, I guess, I just stopped drinking. And I didn't have a problem drinking. I just didn't have a need to drink because I was still working in the beginning and working full time. And then I stopped for a while, and then I started working full time the next year. Um, So Frank didn't drink, but I was still working. So when I went out after work and I had dinner with friends, I had a drink. Or, you know, sometimes I would have a drink here, but very rarely because Frank didn't drink, but I still drank. And if I met people out, I drank. And then it kind of just faded away. And then it was really easy because Frank didn't drink. So it's no fun to drink by yourself, you know, or at least for me it isn't. You know, I'm a social drinker. You know, but it was just such a really fun night, and it wasn't like I needed alcohol to improve it, but really just wanted to have a drink. And I was like, Frank, transmute it. And it worked because not only did I not feel the effects of the alcohol, because part of me was afraid because I didn't want to act like an asshole because I was drinking alcohol, because I hadn't drank in so long that I was afraid that if I had a drink, I really was going to act like an asshole. And I didn't, you know, and I didn't even feel it coming on. And so Frank transmuted it, and it literally happened in seconds because I was fine the whole night. I didn't overeat. I didn't overdrink. And
nobody at the table got sick.
No one was sick.
Like, it was kind of gluttonous for me. That was gluttonous for sure.
Well, you ate a lot.
But
You didn't get sick. I know. I didn't get sick either. Not even the
Nothing.
next
My
day.
stomach didn't blow out. It
No,
was
but I didn't feel sick
weird.
the next day either. Like, usually like I
You
had
had a normal morning the
I
next
had a
day.
glass of wine with your dad a couple of months ago. I forgot about that. I did have a glass of wine with your dad. In the beginning of the year, I did have a drink with Nancy when I went out, but that's like it. And but I didn't even feel sick the next day.
Look,
And
it's about
and it was late for us to be
so
eating.
the story is basically parable for people to understand that you can transmute the
And
entire. Apparently, I overdid it, and the whole place was having a great time. But
yeah,
why not?
but we did have a good
No,
time.
it was mad legit. I was laughing, and people were laughing at me laughing.
Who do you even like? I don't know. Who do you even contact? Because I called the next day just
No,
to
they
say
don't.
that.
They don't take phone calls. That's one of their
Well, I
things.
didn't know that, so I called to say thank you, and I got the answering machine. So I left my thank you on the answering machine because we really did have
The
such a
universe
nice.
gets that.
I know that.
You know that,
I
right?
know that.
I was like, that was really nice of you to do.
But I
Say something
did
like
leave
that.
a message, and I said thank you. Like I had such a good time, and it's funny because I've been in the city so many times and have been out and have had a good time, but paid the price for it one way or another. Usually by overindulging, and it was just a nice time out, And Frank, like I said, Frank is difficult when you go to a restaurant. Like I usually have to check before to make sure.
We were looking at
it's rough.
the pictures on the wall.
Yeah, even that trans me because I was like, oh my god, it's a cabal, and
I can't say
don't
nothing
say any.
in front.
Yeah,
I
but
can't say nothing in front of
there are
Rich's
normie
wife.
friends. They're not fearless people. They're not,
They don't want to hear.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that it's
the political
a conspiracy.
stuff or
They don't want to
anything
hear
like
it.
fuck them. Blah, 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 blah. I could have went that route, but I started laughing, and I thought to myself, "This is great."
Yeah, you didn't have a problem with any of it.
You need my energy up in this bitch.
Yeah.
I'm a rock star. What are you kidding me? When you start thinking, I do it humbly. I don't do that externally. Like, hey, look at me, I'm a dick. I'm like, yeah, of course I have to drop the happy anchor here. It's time.
Yeah.
We're doing it. And it fucking worked. So science that. I don't mean for you to go out and just drink and drink and drink. If you're going to have one, fucking, I don't like saying blessing it, but that's basically what you're doing. To keep it simple, you're basically taking the water or the wine or whatever, a fucking Pepsi, and you're just asking everything bad to get the fuck out. That's it. And you say it nicely and polite. It just does it. It's almost like it comes down the energy, it transmutes everything, and then it's just clean and clear, ready to go.
Yes, regular girl. It is
and you'll feel it.
East Harlem. It was great. I mean, it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
I just felt like if anyone was going to go up in there and drop the anchor, it had to be us.
What was you that dropped it?
It doesn't know. You're my other. Everyone participates. So I can take all the credit, and you could just sit there and be the ethereal translator, or I could tell the truth.
I drank vodka. It was all you. I was drinking vodka. I had a vodka martini. It was vodka and olives.
Listen, I'm gonna.
It was all you, babe. I'm like,
It's like, I'm gonna use this term later. Chains from heaven.
It was all you.
Which it's from source, the higher frequency, being brought in by the creator through his imagination, which is the fuel to the whole thing, dropping giant chains as if it was coming off the sides of a boat.
Yeah.
But except spears.
Okay.
At the tip, so they lock into whatever they hit, almost like a Batman grappling hook.
Okay.
When it locks in, and you're like, "Well, that shit ain't going nowhere." Batman shot that shit. You know it's
I get
work.
that. Okay.
And then bringing the energy down the chain from above, and bringing the whole place, cranking it and making it go up. Except I'm not doing the work. I'm the manifesting battery. I'm doing the work by making it occur. and then you let it occur through you, back through you, or right in front of you. When you thinking, you go inside and you go, violet flame, come across and help my friend and wrap them in love, and it's all the same shit, same exact thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? But this is my version.
But it did. You
So
transmuted everything, so it was perfect.
it's just weird because I said, the project's there, and the school is across the street, and it's no parking. It's crazy, but it felt so good there. And I'm like, is it us having a good time, or does it really feel good here? I don't know, but maybe we're gonna have a good time. Maybe we're not, but I think we're gonna,
it was
because
just
I
a
want to
perfect
have one.
storm.
And
It really
then
was. It was just a good day.
It's almost like Source was like, it's gonna work through all you motherfuckers in there, and then when you guys show up, you're gonna like lock the anchor in.
It was
and then
perfect.
have
It
a
really
great time.
was. It was perfect. It was like just a perfect night.
Because
It
that
really
kind of
was.
place houses a lot of shit.
Sure,
I'm
everyone's shit.
Going through this
Especially
on
with
air,
buildings
thinking
near you,
about it.
because now you have people on top of people, so their
Oh, yeah,
energy
everyone's
has
crammed
nowhere
in
to
up
go.
there.
Right. It's just bubbling and brewing with energy, and most of the time it's a collective. It forces it to be a collective of energy.
Yeah. Well, if Source, listen, we always say God wins or Source wins, right? It's it's in the plan, and it's divinely coming about. And when we're like, wow, it's the perfect storm, what's going on the other side. They're like, guess who's gonna think it's a perfect storm? But time is ours now.
It really was just a nice night. And the reason we're talking
It's
about
like
it is not
divinely
because
inspired to walk through.
yeah, it's not, we don't go anywhere. We're not, because it's a Saturday night and we're here. But we had a birthday party today, but I don't mean it that way. I don't mean like we don't. I'm not complaining.
We literally
that we
don't go
anywhere.
out
We
a
don't
lot.
really go anywhere, and we tried to
thanks,
have.
Nick.
Yes,
Sending you positive vibes and
Nick,
love.
thank you. That was very sweet. Thank you. Um, a couple of years ago, we tried to have a night out. Remember, we booked a night in a hotel, and it was a whole big thing. And we went out to dinner, and it ended up being like the worst night ever. And the next morning was even worse. When we tried to go to Mohegan, it was Foxwoods we went to.
I had to drink. That's what let it in. I didn't do
it. Did we didn't do the work. We didn't know about the work that had to be done. So we were very no. But see, this was where experience comes in, right?
I was not experienced enough to do what I needed to do in that joint. I was just
right, and I was too stupid to realize we shouldn't have even tried something like that, because I thought my energy was enough, but it wasn't. And but again, you learn. You just learn, from experience, how to handle stuff. And now I guess we learned a lot more.
Yeah.
Because it could have been wrong. I could have acted like an asshole. 2 drinks, I could have acted like an asshole. Completely. Not that it could have happened.
Oh, you mean the other character?
That other character that comes out. The ego. It's not good. It's not good at all.
That shit face everyone gets. And their fucking shark eyes.
I'm done talking about it.
Dang. Hey, buddy, you want to? Oh, this guy's been drinking. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. We didn't have any of those problems.
No,
not even a one.
Wonderful. Yeah.
It can be done. Don't think that.
No,
right
I'm not going to say that. Like, every time we go out, I'm going to have I'm not going to say that.
As
I mean,
part of Source's plan. Don't think that you're not part of shit like this when you're out and about doing your things and you're wondering,
like even grocery shopping, you got to put your protection up.
Oh, hells yeah. We went grocery shopping, and we wanted to go to ShopRite.
We're trying to
see if we can get better
we're trying to science if we can get better savings if we go to a bigger supermarket and cut down on the BJ/Costco runs. And the answer for us specifically is no.
Absolutely not.
So we tried it, and it was an epic fail.
So that place fucking sucked.
It just was an epic fail all the way around. So talk about doing the exact opposite of what we did the night we went out for dinner. It was the exact opposite. And we learned from it really quickly because it was such an epic fail. It was like one of those like just keep your head down, let's just keep moving
Yo,
and like
just
don't
keep moving.
talk
I
and
had to. We got pushed up on by a family by the deli, and then the kids start fucking screaming, and the boy starts punching the girl, and the girl's punching the boy right next to me, and
I
they're like kind of older, but they're young, but they're not too young.
it
And
was just too much for Frank to
I
handle.
start doing fucking mantras.
I know.
I start
And
going dome,
yeah,
dome,
just
and it's
the
not
and
working. And then I
yeah,
cream everyone. I know that sounds funny.
it was just a bad
Cream, and the
experience.
whole
And
family fucking dispersed. And I go, as long as I keep saying it, it's working. And then halfway through, because I was high, I stopped doing it, and it was like it collapsed right in on us again. I'm like, what is this?
yeah,
What
it's
is this
rough.
shopping? Excuse me, pardon. Do you do that on purpose? Are you doing that on purpose?
I don't know.
Or is it because I'm here?
I don't know. I think it's your light. I think
If
it's
you
your light.
watch what goes on
They didn't have
and not just
juice. I don't
rush through,
understand.
your
Anyway, it doesn't
awareness
matter.
goes.
We're not going back there. But yeah, that was the classic, and that just happened the day before. So I don't understand how the day before could be one horrible big shit show, and then the day after could be an amazing sparkle.
I do. We're inside a hologram, and it's
No, no, no,
sine,
no, no.
cosine,
I mean, I
sine,
get that. I'm
cosine.
just, it's a roller coaster a little bit.
Do you like to ride the roller coaster?
I do, but not every day. I don't want to ride every day. I don't want to go to Ride Playland every day. Maybe once in the summer.
Twice, maybe, if you want to go and stop and get a
Mm.
meal over and watch a show over. What's that other place right next to it?
Oh,
Right next to the hockey rink. It's all attached, so you could go and eat tiki bar.
Tiki
Tiki
bar.
bar is cool.
Oh,
We
we should
forgot
do
we got
that.
pina coladas there.
We should do that. You and I?
Remember, we went with your family. I have pictures from that day, and I was drinking.
Oh yeah, we went twice.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
that's
I
right.
had the best day that day too.
That's right. Maybe we'll go there. We'll have lunch.
Maybe. You
one
know what?
day.
You know why
You
there's
don't pay
happy
for the
anchors in
parking.
there?
You get
I don't
you
give a
don't pay
shit.
for parking. You get the.
I performed there, so
Yeah.
no. That's why there's good vibes there.
Mhm.
That's
Oh,
why when
'cause you
I
dropped
show
an
up,
anchor
I'm
there
like,
from before.
I know this place.
Mhm.
I was there with Dirty D and a few others. Very cool. Very, very cool. Is there I'm gonna get really, really, really dark and deep with everyone right now.
Okay.
Um I'm just forewarning
Okay.
because it's what happened the other night.
Mm.
You know exactly what happened the other night. What I went the TV set.
Oh yes. 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 Okay.
So it's gonna get gooey and gruesome. I'm just letting you know. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, so what before I do you want to discuss another topic before I fucking ransack this bitch? Because I've been ready to scream about this for a minute,
Okay.
and that I had to put together a little thing up on the screen to explain myself because I don't think I do it good enough, and I don't think I do it justice, and justice must be done kind of in this situation. But everyone has to understand that this is my story, but you are going to have to do your own version pretty much of the same fucking thing that I talk about tonight. Everyone goes through their own version. Not everyone has to do the same exact thing because we're all here for different reasons, but you will encounter things on the way up and out of this place. And if you have the sight, and a bunch of us do, you will directly encounter it, and like as if it comes into your fucking home. So Paul and I needed a break the other night, so we indulged in having a good time, right? And during the experience, I started to like we were alone in the
this was
bedroom.
a while ago. Okay.
It was a while ago. It was the other night. We haven't been on the air in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. All right.
So a
Okay.
lot's pouring out, and I really don't even want to go further back because then we're still.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
A lot's happened, and
You're right. So much shit has happened in the last couple of weeks. We have been on straight adult mode for like
And what really brought
3
me to
weeks
this
in a row.
is the sine cosine thing and the saying cyclical. So it's like a loop that has ups and downs, like a roller coaster.
Okay, I get it.
All right. So we're here to break loops and cycles. We're here to
Mhm.
watch them and become aware of it. Now, I'm not an astrological guy. I never claimed to be, but the cycles of the moon, regardless if whatever you believe, the cycles bring openings of portals. It brings times of the month for women. It brings the waves in and out of the ocean, right? As far as we're aware of,
Mhm.
it pulls, it
Yeah, it
pushes.
affects water. Mhm.
So at certain times of the month and at certain times of the year, portal openings open, close. We get attacked as soon as the Sirius, I think it was the 7th and 8th, or the 8th through the 11th, something like that, right? So we go through the Sirius gate. The minute we come out of the Sirius gate, the attacks start. The
Mhm.
next day, where you think, oh, I'm leveled up, this is going to be fucking great. I had a good couple of days. This
It
is going to
was
be
no
awesome.
joke.
And then, bang. I mean, violence. Where you're like, whoa. I'm not going to get into any of that, but it got really fucking dark really fast. And instead of fighting, the incidents occur, but instead of fighting Paula, I'm not here to be your enemy. I'm not here to be anyone's enemy. If I wanted that, I just fucking leave. That's the character that I am. I don't even bother with that shit. I don't need to stamp my foot and go, I got the last word. I just talk a lot, but I don't need that. But um, we went through some crazy shit here, and then it was recognized as it really wasn't us. It wasn't really what was going on, and I noticed it occurring. So later in the week, when everything was fine, I'm now going through the up part of things, getting the information on what I just failed on,
Right.
but what I passed on. So
Mhm.
I'm taking in this info like, oh, this is pretty fucking crazy. I'm done with these last few weeks. I need a break. So now me
Mhm.
and you are having the break. We decide to go off into the other room and have our own experience together. So I don't read books about these topics. I try to stay away from certain people when they talk about certain things, but I tell Paula this all the time. Something about when you and I are together, the way Voltron forms from the different lions, right? We're two that become one. But if we were like a transformer, I find this difficult to explain. But when a man and a woman to get lay together and they're doing their thing, you lock into each other, right? Creating a vehicle of momentum and movement. So what I attribute it to is almost like a locomotion train,
Mhm.
where it's like, but you're going somewhere.
I
So we're
agree.
just laying in the bed, but somehow there's a bubble around us where things change and
Mhm.
the environment changes, and it just changes everything. We talked on the show about stuff like where it literally looks different, almost like we brought a higher density someplace that we go, and we go there, we like bring it here and mix and mash, but you have to travel to get there almost. And
Mhm.
we're doing this in one bubble instead of two individual bubbles. Okay,
Mhm.
so most of the time, 98% of the time, everything's groovy. And I've had some weird moments where things look in, they just kind of, and I'm like, okay,
Pop
I have
in.
to stop. Motherfucker, I have to stop because that was fucked up, because it's right. I could see. My eyes closed, eyes open. It's going. I see it. I'm aware of it. But I get scared and startled. It's like people peeking out from a curtain. You were unaware that was
Yeah.
fucking there. No curtain. And then peekaboo. What are you guys doing in here? It's like, what the fuck, bro? You don't knock? We're having a good moment here. But apparently, you're just going to walk in. So there's like this other character, your higher self, or the glowing version of you is standing there having these fucking conversations with beings and things and doing things while we're trying to trek on and go, but now we're stagnant and we're stuck. I notice this sometimes. So we were like doing our thing, and then I started getting waves of uneasy. Started with a feeling. Now, I was enjoying myself for the party partakens.
Mhm.
However, this was ruining it by being louder than everything else.
Mhm.
First, I'd feel it,
then I would hear like, I don't want to say they were saying you're unworthy. I would hear like just terrible things about me,
Mhm.
enough to get my so loud it has my attention. Then I ignore that. Then I feel it like it touches me.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I have to stop everything. It kind of interrupts the whole thing. And it naturally is ruining the night to one degree or another. But I go into this zone. All roads lead to Oz when it comes to psychedelics, stimulants of most kinds, cannabis, like anything. You just throw it in there. If it gives you a little bump, people that have it open tend to jump into the next range. So I come out here, oh sorry, and I sit down and I'm like bugging out, and I roll some tobacco, and I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of the house for a minute. Like I'm panicking. Like what's happening? But I'm having all the good feelings
Mhm.
provided from what we were doing, and then this wash over of horror. And I'm like, all right, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I need to get out of my house. So I leave and go outside. Soon as I spark the tobacco, I'm like looking up, making sure like what's going on. I don't know what the fuck this is happening to me. This never what's going on. And 3B comes out, the cat, and starts doing circles around me.
Mhm.
And circles and I'm like, what are you doing? You know how she goes behind me and then I gotta like reach behind and pull her. What are you doing? She wasn't doing that. She was like going around me and around me.
She's
So
protecting you.
Brian comes out, lays on my foot. You know, he just fat on my foot. So I'm like, oh, okay, you're just gonna sit on my foot. I can't get a fucking break out here. That's what I said out loud. And then I stopped and was like, wait a second. I'm gonna go inside. I came back in. I sat right here. I put my chair back and I thought to myself, what's happening? And then I feel it, a rush of darkness comes
Mhm.
over this side of me, right fucking here. Like it touched me and went, oh. And then I feel right on the other side, blip. No, you're fine. No, I feel pretty good. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And then, no, you're not. But now it's talking to me. Not only do you not feel good, you're fucking, she's mad at you. Definitely, you're fucking, like just weird shit. And I'm like, whoa, is that me? And then touched. No, I'm fine. What the fuck is going on? And I stand up and I'm like, and I see right on this side of me, it looked like a chess carved angel, like a chess piece, a white chess piece carved angel, big, big, right next to me. So I'm like, yo, are you touching me? Are you touching me? And he's like, yep,
Oh.
I'm touching you. So why are you touching me? Don't fucking touch me. Don't fucking touch me again. He goes, well, would you rather me not do that and then have him while he's doing that? And I'm like, who? And I just look right here and a wave of fucking fear and darkness just come right over me. And the black chess piece is standing right there. And it's like, just like that. And I feel sick. I'm like, oh, I'm going to take a shit now. What's going on, man? And then, nope, you're okay. I'm fine. Yo, homie, you touching me? Don't touch me again. So I'm like, I'm going to attack this thing. I'm going to kill it. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to kill the darkness right here? Like it's just standing there. So I go through this mental battle against it, and they're looking at me like confused, both of them, dark and the light, the angel and this darkness. Like, so they just start. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And when I get up, my frequency comes up. I saw myself standing on the top of it was a chessboard, and there was mad people on it. And it was like that final round. It was like all the people that are like crazy up and ready to do this 5D, this, that, the other thing, like the ones that are not waiting and praying for it, that the ones that are bringing it, the ones that are actually doing the fucking hard work, not the prayers and the standard buys that listen to just videos, the ones that are in there digging in, and they're like, what? And I see one for one for each of them, a white piece and a black piece, and it was darkness and it was an angel, and they were just touching everyone, and it was all over the board. But now I'm like up looking, I'm trying to get bigger than the two next to me, and the angel goes, get off the board. And I go, yo, man, I'm really sorry. If he touches me, touch me. Like, I didn't mean to say what I said to you first. He goes, yeah, I know you didn't know it was him. I said, well, you were physically touching me. I feel it when you do that. He goes, well, you should. You know what's going on. You're not having a psychotic episode, which is what most people would think. I thought of that about that for a second. How many people out there that this kind of shit's happening to, that they have no...
Yeah, they think they're hearing voices. I get it.
And they're having breaks where it's good, evil, good, evil, good, evil. Oh, they're there, and I'm going to do that. And they're hiding in their homes, and they just can't hide because you just can't hide from this shit. So I start to get up off the board, and the pieces just go blip. That's it. I'm watching everybody on the board. I'm looking. Wow, there's a lot of us up here. Not as many as I thought there'd be, but there's a lot. It looks like a lot, and they're all battling. How do I get the information? Oh, it's that. And then it hit me again. As if, oh, you're not done. You thought you were done? You're not on the board, however. And I turn and look, and there's this gigantic being, and it doesn't look like the board anymore. It looks like I'm on some kind of fucked up land that rolls a little bit. It's all destructive, and there he is staring at me, and I go, who the fuck is this guy? Just like that. What is this? You're gonna get it. You'll get it. I'll bring it to you. And then I took a breath, and it was as if I took my body off. Foop. It just opened like this way, and that soul character, that white light character, came out and shot up. This being was so big, so it was like I shot up to his face so I could look him in the eye. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on? So the Frank in me is like, my physical body is like watching this, like, what's going on? And the higher self, which I'm fully connected to, he looks this thing in the face. And I'm thinking, this looks like a giant robot of some kind. I don't know why it looks like that. I don't know what the fuck. And he goes, I need you to leave immediately. And I'm like, oh, that's not going to fucking work. And then he goes, Abaddon, I command you to leave. He looks at him, looks at me. It was like he was staring, and I was looking up, and then I was looking here, then looking back. I was like, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What's an Abaddon? And then he goes for the third time, Abaddon, I command you to leave. He just turns around. He slowly starts to walk away. And I said, no, you don't get away that easy. You don't get away that fucking easy. As my being came to me, it was like a light, and it just revved like a fucking engine, right? Like family. That kind of engine, right? Like an infinity gauntlet fucking going off. And it went up, and I was on his shoulder, and I start immediately sawing off his arm. But it's so big, it's not really working the way I want. And I'm using this giant light. It was like a spear or a giant cutting blade, but it was gigantic. And I look over, and beings start leaping on him. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. It was like light beings were jumping on him, and just everyone was doing something. Whatever you use or you have at your disposal, whether it's just sending love and it's just floating in, or whether you're attached to this character and trying to crack him open. And I said to myself, we're going to do it. We're going to do this right now. We're going to end this fucking thing. We got one arm off. I remember seeing Robert Hawley. By the way, once again, you said to me, man, you like to attack the big ones, don't you? I go, this one's getting it. We're doing this right now. This guy's helmet's coming off. There's someone in there. I want to see it. I want to see who's in there. Everyone attacked the helmet. It was like a bubble that was blackness. And then it broke. And there was a dude in there, a guy, like just looking at me. And I said, that's it. You're getting the happy anchor. Brought it right. I was bringing it down, bringing them down, charging it, smashing it. And everyone was ripped. This thing melted apart, just fucking ruined. And it looked like it was transmuted. So I was like, oh, sweet. But that's not what happened. The soul of this thing went back around and it just reformed. Boom. And I'm like, all right, is this real? Is this happening? I don't know what to do. And my higher self's like, whoa, 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 whoa. What's up with killing everything? So I said, this thing needs to go. It needs to be transmuted. We don't have to kill it. We could just send it to the never, 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 never come back place. It could go to Source. Let Source deal with this shit. That's what Source is there for. I'm in his name, in Source's name. So he's like, so stop fighting. Stop fighting. Stop. So I back up and I look right at him. I says, you want to do this again? He turned around. He just walked away. And I'm like, who is that? And they were like, that's Abaddon. So I don't know what the fuck that is, but you know what I'm going to do right now? I do it right now. So I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I tapped the jammy again. Hold on. Let's share the screen. So I thought when I originally saw this character, it looked like a being from the Marvel movies. This is the only reference I have, so it doesn't look like it. It's called a Celestial. The Celestials are like characters from way out of space before you get to the great beyond, right? And then after the Celestials, you get guys called Beyonders, which that's what we would be, the Beyonders. So yeah, that's a Celestial. Everybody's looking. They're giant machine-like robots that are conscious. Now, when I saw this Abaddon, I said, it looks like a giant robot. It looks like a fucking robot right out of the movie, but the head was different. So I said, well,
Scary.
I was trying to explain to Paula what this is.
Super scary.
And then Joe was here and I was showing him this. And I'm like, this is the craziest shit. You have to understand this. So this is Abaddon. This is what he looks like. I said, you got to put the fucking helmet on his head. He said he needs a helmet of some kind. It's not really done exactly correct. He was more robotic like that. Except he had a different helmet. But he was like this.
Because there was someone inside.
And there was someone inside that. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, yeah. What the fuck, right? Paul is seeing this one for the first
Very
time.
Scary.
He had this clear, just darkness was in there, like a dome. And then we broke it. Now, and then when we broke it, it was this dude. Now, I want you to look at him. He has no fucking arms. I'm like, we cut his arm off. We took the arm. And then we took his fucking everything. And he just reformed back into something like this. But wait, it's crazy. What is a fucking Abaddon? Let's get a. Okay. So this is my favorite one. Abaddon, the Hebrew term Abaddon, an intensive form of the word destruction, appears as a place of destruction in the Hebrew Bible. In a vision in the New Testament book of Revelation, a jinn called Abaddon is shown as king of an army of locusts. His name is first transcribed in Greek as whose name is in Hebrew. It's Abaddon, but it's Apollyon as well. It also means the destroyer. Okay. He's the chief of, Abaddon in demonology was the chief of the demons in the seventh hierarchy. He was called the destroyer in the book of Revelation. The king of grasshoppers. I don't want to keep naming this jerk off. And then his nature. Let me read this. Place of destruction. The role of Apollyon in biblical reference is ambiguous, sometimes being described as a good jinn who serves God, and sometimes as also being described as a demon who succumbed to evil. Okay, sometimes it's a place, sometimes it's a thing. Okay, well, here's your fucking thing. Here's your thing. Here's your thing.
I mean, that's
Now, I said to
terribly
Joe,
scary.
I'm trying to figure out why they keep drawing him like this. He didn't look like that. He kind of looked like that. So then I'm like, he looked more like a fucking robot. Can I borrow some? I'm like, I super cotton mouth.
I get you some water.
So, cute feet. I'm like, why would they do that? And then I'm like, wait a second. It's the depiction of the time that the person was in when the picture comes out, right? Oh, wait, you don't even know the Destroyer from Thor movie? I got one better for you. Okay, studio. I lied to you not. I got one better for you than the Destroyer. But yes, the Destroyer in one way or another. Oh, this is so crazy. So this thing emanated fear. Like what you would describe if Darth Vader walked into a room, right? We'd all laugh and say, this guy's a fucking robot. Duh, it's Darth Vader. You're not really scared of him. But if he came into a room and activated a real lightsaber and was really Vader, he'd be emanating fear. That's why people are afraid of him. It's because he's not only wielding that thing, he's 7 foot tall, he's wearing all black. Now, when we see it, we're like, oh, look, it's Vader. But his power is to emanate fear. So there's 20 men in the room with guns aimed on him, ready to shoot him in the fucking head, and they start shaking because they've never seen something this evil in their life. They're so afraid they don't know what to do. Right? So you're like, holy fuck. They emanate fear. So apparently you can't have fear and you got to back off the fight. But before we get into backing off of the fight, let's look at some more. Sometimes almost described like Surtur from Thor Ragnarok. Doesn't look like that and did not look like that to me. Here's another depiction, which once again, Surtur, the underworld, the apocalyptic ending and yet beginning of the destruction of Asgard and then the rebirth of Asgard coming back around. Okay, now I know this is all crazy shit. Look, there he is with his fucking helmet piece and everything, right? They just keep bringing him out in this way. And I'm like, man, I've fucking seen this guy before. Like, I've seen something better that looks like him because I think it's just a robot. It's a robot. Bang. This is called the God Killer armor. It was built by a character in the comic books known as Iron Man, Tony Stark, right? To fight the Celestials off. He creates it and winds up killing them off. And so he starts eradicating them because his shit's pretty awesome. Then eventually it falls because there's so many, and then other shit happens. Now, that looks, you take the eyes off and make a clear plate here with just black smoke, but something that you can shatter. Now, this is just a comic book rendition of these characters, the Celestials. Now, I'm reading there's 7 of these lower demons. There's, I guess, 6 more under him. Mm-hmm. So that would be the 7 levels of hell, I'm assuming. Right? New levels, new devils.
Oh, I got
okay. It. So this guy's last on the board, and we go and attack him. we go nuts and try to take him apart. But what really happens is he just reforms. And I'm like, well, this makes no fucking sense. So how do we beat him? Sense. This now, here's where it gets groovy, guys and gals. Why is it not sharing? There we go. So I look back at the chessboard. He's right off the board. There's land. And then after him, it's nothing. It's like height, freedom, frequency. So I stopped fighting. My higher self just kind of we're breathing because this is fucking scary. But when we go crazy, it doesn't scare me. When we go crazy, I've already had all the bad things happen to me. What worse are you gonna fucking do? Why is he a robot? So I keep asking myself this: is he a robot? I saw Archangel Michael once when the Anunnaki had me. They took me and they said to me, "Oh, you want your Archangel Michael? There he is." And I looked over in the room and I saw a mechanical, robotic, it was monstrous looking. It had arms and legs, like weird looking, and it was projecting from here an image in front of it. And I couldn't see that image. It wasn't even there to me. I could see that it was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, that looks like a robot.
Mm-hmm.
And then Michael's comes into the room and everything stops and he comes up off to the side of me kind of, and he was gigantic and he just shows up and I'm like, that's him. The whole mood changed. Everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you need discernment to know the difference between the organic consciousness and the one they claim is the mimic, which they'll claim, they claim is real, and it's really the mimic. That's one they don't want me to get out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like someone sticking their finger on my.
Why don't you try it?
Unfortunately for you, I have plenty of water and a very big mouth. So, I question robot. What's going on? So now I'm higher than everyone. I'm like high, looking down at them. We wrote it all into the game. So Abaddon has to be there. He has to be there. You have to deal with him. Well, I just dealt with him, but look what happens. Is he on top of you right now? Where are you right now?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm fucking way higher than all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, right. How'd you get here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, we fought him, we defeated it, and then I stopped fighting because we're not here for a war, but we are here to transmute some shit. He goes, okay, look back at the board. I look back at the board, and he was like, where's your shit? So I'm like, wait a second. I'm right here. I don't have no shit. There's nothing on the board of mine. Like, I'm calm is cleared. Everything's good. I'm not gonna do anything. Like, we only help. What's going on? And they're like, I'm like, everyone's getting attacked. Everyone's going through shit, having a heart. Do we have to do this as an individual? Bingo. Bingo. Wait. But we could all attack him. Yeah, but you guys are the guys on that level. You all attacked him. You all backed off. Now, this is your business, not your friends that are over there.
Mm-hmm.
Think about you for a second. I'm like, man, I feel really good. What the fuck is going on here? I feel like evil doesn't exist here. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I feel like where I'm at, floating over the whole thing, it's not real. It's not, there's no evil. Evil happens inside because we're like, oh, that's fucked up. You fucking kicked the puppy. That's evil. Like we dub it evil. But the universe doesn't really dub it as evil. It just, that's your choice to kick the puppy. You literally got a puppy there and you can do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. And you decided to kick it. Naturally, we're like, that's not a very good idea. Fine. That's your choice. But in his fucking mind, he wants to kick the puppy.
Your free will.
It's your fucking free will. If the Nazi wants to stand up at the meeting and scream whatever, he has the right to do that, just like you're going to shut him down. But you shout him down. You say, no, we ain't going to do that. Or we ignore your idea because it's a fucking festering cancer. But the idea still needs to be spoken. And because you don't know how bad it is if it doesn't reveal itself. So it's more of the game showing you more shit for you to learn inside the game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this word game's coming up an awful lot. Sorry, I just got really loud.
Yeah.
I think I just connected.
Because you're playing it. Stop playing it.
Stop playing the fucking game with these characters. It's not about anyone any being, anything
Nope.
but you.
Nope.
So you encounter these things as you come up through the multi-level chessboards, new levels, new devils. Every time you jump up a level, like people think Dark Night of the Soul, I walked through it once. No, it happens every month. Every fucking month, Dark Night of the Soul occurs on certain timings. It doesn't take fucking 10 days and all that. There's a lot of bullshit out there. Just use science, test yourself, see when the moods just happen, and you're like, again? During this time? Again? Is this me? What's going on? Am I on like some grand clock face where something's occurring over and over and over till I fucking witness it? Then it rings, bing, you win. So I backed out of the war and I'm up here and I'm above everyone going, wait, evil doesn't exist? They're like, not up here. No. I go, you keep saying up here, but I'm in my spirit form, visually looking. They're like, am I coming here with the body? I go with all those cats. If they choose, at any time you can choose no. Just letting you know. You could literally fight the power, but you'll get karma immediately at this level. You'll get the, oh, you sure you don't want this? Because we could go the other way with it. Like you could almost will yourself to die if you had to.
Well, yes, you can.
Dude, you
Yes, you can.
But you could will yourself to live more.
Right.
Okay, so by making that choice, the universe is going to throw that class at you. Okay, now we're all coming up through the boards, and we're all on different squares or all different times, and then there's underboards. That would be the under realms and the 7 different levels. So let's just say there's 7 boards in 3D going up to the 4D level, and then 4D is where the manifestations of the shit from the boards hang out. And as you fucking, oh, I'm afraid of sharks, sharks show up. Oh, I'm afraid of fucking Paula, Paula shows up. I'm afraid of fucking demons, demons show up.
Right.
But behind the game, it's being run by robotics and
because it's
technology.
Because it's a setup for failure. So I went through an experience like this, not a horrific experience like Frank. I remember it was the year before I met Frank, and I was like, I am going to practice frugality because I respect it and I want to be more frugal. And I did not realize, because I didn't have enough experience going through all of these crazy things to realize that when you declare something to the universe is going to give you all those lessons concerning that in a much condensed version, because now you have to go through it quicker. Okay, because if you're going to get to the other side, they're going to give you everything you can handle and more.
Yeah, you go to the advanced track
to push you through these experiences to raise your vibration. And I remember it being one of the most expensive years of my life. And I said, how could this be? Because I didn't understand my inner power. I didn't understand how we manifest things. And I thought that practicing something but not believing in it would be a good thing. So I was dabbling, and dabbling cost me a lot of money because I really wasn't sure what I was asking for. And I really didn't understand the challenge. Like when Frank declared, a couple of months ago, I want to have wealth. I don't want to be rich. I want to have wealth. I want to sit in wealth. And the universe threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and he got through it. Now whether wealth is coming, who knows? But does it matter? You're still getting through these challenges.
All the dips, I'm making the comeback better, and the comeback's bigger and better than expected.
Right.
That's what's weird. It's like, whoa.
Right, because there's an ebb and flow to everything. And I think if you respect that, and you don't try to play it safe or play in the middle or, stay on one side or the other, if you just go with the flow, literally go with the flow, you'll see that things work out better for you. I mean, that was a horrible experience for him. I mean, it was an equally horrible experience for me because I didn't understand what was happening to him. So this thing is happening to us, but not realizing how Frank is being affected by this was terrible. So, it was a rough experience, but he got through the other side.
Now, on the other side of the experience, with me not playing the game, backing out, not here for a war.
Right.
What are you here for? Well, love. We're here to help the planet. We're help. Da, 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 da. It's all things for service to other. And it's like, well, yeah. So you belong up here, literally. And then, as you can see, and we kept getting higher all of a sudden, higher, higher, higher. Where are they? You can't. You know they're down there, but you can't see them no more because you're so far up.
They
Like,
don't affect you
and
anymore.
now you're in a new area. Like you're like,
Right.
whoa, what's this?
Right.
And they're like, ah, ha, 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 ha. So apparently 4D, being the astral realm, is a place where you manifest your fear. Now the game, the holographic matrix we live in, is set to provide these fucking weirdo classes, adventures, whatever you want to call them, experiences across the board. But now we're at this end game for a lot of us. Now everyone's going, not everyone's going at the same time.
No.
Take that as
Of course not.
as any way you want and any way you wish. I can't describe it and define it all, but we can tell you everyone will be all right, but everyone's not going at the same time. It's like everyone graduating at the same time. Everyone doesn't graduate at the same time. You still got a fucking school of people. You have people going from freshman to sophomore to junior, senior, and then on into the real world, and then possibly back as a teacher at that school. We're doing the exact same fucking thing. You want to win the game? Remove yourself from the chessboard. 100%. None of this matters. Joe Biden don't matter. Listen to me. It don't matter. The vaccine push, it don't matter. Rising gas prices, it doesn't matter. You are to live. Now, we understand. Oh my God, I feel like I'm about to channel something. So they understand it. What's going on? I just stopped it. I was like, no. They understand the difficulty we're going through. Everyone does. And there's compassion across the board, but you got to back out of the game. That's how you win. There is no fight with Abaddon. Abaddon is created to fight you.
Right.
And interfere. The dark chess piece is meant to touch you on the shoulder until you're fucking aware of it. And you overcome it. And then through your human experience, move into the next section where that doesn't happen. Period. It's literally alive. The whole place with robotic technologies of all kinds, projecting images and fear. Think of if I can control minds and then I could project images into your mind, and I sit here and I go, and then you're having just terrible thought. And you're like, that can't possibly be Frank doing that, can it? I never say nothing to no one, but it happens and happens and happens. How long before you get the fuck out of there or learn how to, because what we do is we rise through the chessboard. We're really learning how to defend ourselves because you do have to transmute shit on the board. But the robots, when we attack the supervisory dummies with cake and stuff, and we're like, bro, we transmuted the whole bunch, but the supervisor character lives on, but you defeated him. So you're like, how is she fighting him if I beat him? Or how are you Horus if I'm Horus? No, you're on the Warriors.
It's a collective.
You're all Horus if you're in the Warriors thing, and you're all Sekhmet if you're in that thing, all at different times on that clock face.
Yep.
You're an antenna pulling the fucking consciousness, the personality type, the trait of the zodiac through you at all different times, all different ones. They're all representation of you standing inside of that spinning loop. You're here to break the fucking loop. You don't have to wake everybody up. It's not about waking people up. You are playing the game as well as waking people up. You have to recognize that. Like you can't always do for others and then not do anything for you, because then they take. And then Paula gets no tan. She don't get no loving, but everyone loved Paula, but nobody want to give no Paula no loving. Like, get the fuck out of here. Right? You got to cut that shit off, and you got to not fight them. This is why they said you'd forgive your enemies. Another reason why you forgive your enemies, because you don't even know. These people could be your fucking friends. You're just playing out some stupid karma. And then, it's fucked up that the guy that stabbed me might be my best friend on the other side. I don't know. But I'm just saying, Just let it all go. All of it, your belief structure system,
Has to come down.
release it like it's fucking a purge. Trust me, trust in you when I say if you listen to your higher you, you'll feel it too. You'll get it because I can't tell you what to do. But I could say, hey man, if we all back out of this, if we just back out, we win. Instantly win.
There are so
Personally.
many things that Frank and I don't even speak on because we don't want to make it a consciousness. Like we'll have a lot to say about like personally just talking, and it's like no, don't even bring it to life. Don't speak about it. Don't make it a consciousness. Leave it. I understand what you're saying and you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, so
now
the game
move on.
is built so when you say Abaddon a couple of times, he'll show up.
Right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you hear that?
Are you fucking serious?
That's the lightning.
You're lightning and thunder.
Well, you
Bong,
can't say
bong.
the word anymore.
Okay, listen. He's meant to show up because you
Right.
bring it and you give it the consciousness. So people depict him, this character, is drawn differently, but I'm looking at it going, but it looks like this. But it's described as from their point of view, from the time they're in and the fears that are overtaking them. So it's, of course, it's a guy with skulls and children hanging and flesh and I'll eat your soul and fuck your mother, like all kinds of crazy shit. And you're like, well, of course that guy would have it. The computer that we're inside of, the hologram, has characters built to do that to you, but the actual character itself is a fucking robot built in the game, and all you got to do is kind of move away from it and be like, look, at this level we're done with the war. So you recognize it, you fuck them up yourself, you give them your little farewell and you tell them what you need to say, and then you send them love if you want and just back out. He just turns around and walks away, and I go, why does he look like a robot? Well, because you're not afraid of him. That's just the game guy. When people see him on different levels, they see a devil or a monster. Whatever fear comes over them from him being in the room with them will just manifest itself through you. But it's your job to learn that that's happening and stop that shit and manifest it back the other way, making you a master. Why do you think we call people masters of this fucking place? You're in a game, a school, a fucking okay, Rick and Morty. Yo, you guys, everybody should watch this show. I don't give a fuck. Lose your belief system and structure and listen to these guys. The truth is sitting in these comic ridiculousness. He's like, the main guy's like, this is a pretend place. Like it's everything, nothing matters. It only matters to you. And it's not going to push you through any other fucking way. So if you're getting the feeling to be good, you want to be good, fuck them. Right? They're like, you killed your other guy in the timeline. And he goes, yeah, but it doesn't matter. We're in a fucking hologram. It's not real. And then they go and do these adventures. And they're like, yeah, but we can't because of... And he's like, once again, we were just behind the screen on the other side. It's not real. So you can do it. It's not good and evil. We get up to this other level and it's this other thing that goes on. Our version of it, though correct for us, there's another way to view it from here. Another fucking way to view evil and good and all that other stuff. And you start going, oh, you could just do what you want. I'm not saying to go do what you want because there is karmic backlash for doing stupid things. But you can make the choice. You're allowed to. And no one's going to judge you on the other side. Only other humans will judge you and stuff. Nature doesn't judge you, right? Does the mother deer who has the fawn taken by the tiger go through all that? She might be sad and stuff. Well, definitely sad, and I guarantee that. But there's this thing in nature, this push-pull that occurs. It's part of it. She'll go off because of her senses tell her run because this thing's going to eat you next. Like you can't stay here and you go cry over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm talking about. You got to run away or we're going to get eaten. It's all in it. And nature doesn't hold that against the tiger or the deer or the this. Or, that lightning just came down right outside the house.
Right here.
You saw the flash, right?
Yeah. I wondered if I saw it through the mirror or if it just lit up. I think it just lit up the room.
Yeah. That was...
Anyway, okay. Oh my god.
There you go. These storms are crazy. So, And like in Tron, we've talked about this, Gary, a bunch of times about Tron. Yeah, the Celestials are gigantic. This was the other thing; they're so big. So when I saw this guy, and I was like, "This is ridiculous. Why would this be here?" It's just a robot. When you strip down the programming,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a being that looks that way. It's like a big robot, but whenever someone else sees it and the fear overtakes them, they see it the way.
Because it's projecting what they're seeing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah. So it soaks up your shit and then projects what you are afraid of. That's it. That's all, folks. It's not deeper than that. You make it deeper than that. You're like, but still, Mm-mm. Once again, we're just giving away the fucking secret. No problem. Let's just do this. Back away. We vote with our dollar by not pushing the product forward. When you step away from it by voting with your dollar, what happens if you all step away? It'll send a message. If you don't show back up at the movies, because I don't want to go to movies. You're going to do it at home, and that's the way it's going to be now, right? You're going to offer that option because we say so. It's what we want, not what you fucking want. It's what the public wants. When did any of these things have power over? Like a politician, bitch, you work for me. What? Doctor, you work for me. I'm paying you. I get it. I get it. I'm giving you the trust and the love and whatever that you're going to help me. But let's not be a dick, okay? Let's not overstep our bounds. Get off your fucking high horse, stop being a jerk off, and get to work. Just plain and simple. Politicians that are like, man, I'm over you. You're in for the rudest awakening ever. These guys are like all low shit porn pieces that are put there for you to watch. And then if you get involved, they were telling me, they were like showing me politics, right? And they were like, we know you like to dabble because it's fun. You want to watch them all fall, and that's all groovy. But if you just back away from it, it just doesn't affect you. And you're like, well, how does it not affect me? You're creating your universe. So you'll have no part in this. If someone comes to your door knocking and they're like, yo, you're going to take that vaccine? You're like, nah, fuck out of here. Well, most likely they're not even going to show up at your place. Just like the flood that happened in the Bronx, and we were completely unaware that it even happened. And then when they showed it on the news, it was underwater right up the block. We had no problems here. They're like people that are divinely protected, that are part of this, that are participating in the ascension knowingly, willingly, and those that are even protected, not knowingly, just you're all willingly participants here. Those that are going are protected. Nothing's going to happen to you. That doesn't mean go stand in the fucking street and get hit by a car.
No, it means you're not going to be in it. Like, we didn't even know it was happening because we didn't see it physically. So
yeah, so out of sight, out of mind, almost.
Report on it, so we didn't know.
And at the same time, I'm not compassionate about it. I just had no fucking clue what's going on because I'm busy living my life. But at the same time, it's almost like we were okay. Like, this block is okay over there. It was fucking flooded, like just a couple blocks. Like that, they shut down all the highways. Everything was being rerouted, and we were just like nothing. They're like, that's divine protection.
Right.
Your power doesn't go out. Everyone's power goes out.
Right. It's not going to impact you. We were worried about coming home tonight. We thought there was going to be flooding, and there was nothing.
Nothing.
Frank made a weird wrong turn, and it ended up saving us. I think it happened on purpose.
Yeah, it kept diverting me. It's a certain direction.
Everything was fine, because there was a lot of rain, and we got stuck in no flooding.
If I would have been on that highway,
we would have gotten stuck.
So tight. Ugh. With no visual, that would suck.
Yeah.
So you can do this. You can manifest it. You can just back out of it. You don't have to be bothered with it. Some people are so obsessed with like the characters and everything. Like, they come here and they see my altar and they're like, yo, so this is who you pray to? I'm like, no. That's my dad. That's my mom. That's my dead cat's urn, right? Sekhmet. You see cats everywhere. These are my friends and family. I'll just call them all family. Right? Like Ganesh has helped me through some shit. Yeah, it's fucking great. The mantras have helped me. It fucking works all the time. Hanuman, he taught me how to beat the shit out of demons. So why wouldn't I have an action figure of, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, it just, to me, I'm living the life in the 3D. So I'm like, wow, I'm not praying to them. I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful. But as much as I am towards you as well, I'm serious. We built a relationship, did we not? I built one with
Yeah.
Shiva.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't do the same things we do, but it's not bad hanging out with these people.
You mean Home Depot and Bed Bath and Beyond?
Yeah, Shiva
For
and I
those
don't do
kind.
that kind of shit. But at the same time, we still have as much glorious purpose
Sure.
in either situation. So I respect them, but we're, in the end, they're there for us. Just letting you know. They're there for you. If you're talking with one of them, they're there for you. You got to use discernment. You got to watch at this level. It's very easy to get your energy just fucking smashed. It's very easy to get possessed by the bigger thing. All you have to do is not be aware of it or aware of what's happening to you, and you can get lost in a swirl. And in that, a lot of things can happen. You can make yourself sick really quick.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
can become possessed literally, and you're
Uh-huh.
like the unpossessable, but you, boom, there it is. It's like that's your moment. But at the same time, realize that situations play out in this joint, so you learn. Like, they were telling me, you can't have the chess pieces without having all the pieces, first of all, and then because then it makes no sense, and then you can't have the angel without the demon.
Right.
So
Polarity.
it just makes no sense. You're in polarity. So to Frank's witnessing it as taps on the shoulder, direct
Mhm.
contact with them, going back and
Right,
forth,
because
stop
that's what
touching
works
me,
for you.
because
Yeah.
that's what works for me. But you might experience it as a fucking annoying wind all day,
Right.
tripping over your fucking feet, smashing your fucking teeth in. You can't, shaking, not rolling right. I don't feel right. I feel up. I feel down. No, I'm fine. Everything's good. Like, you go through these weird swings.
Right.
I'm up at 3 a.m. Let me tell you guys something. You know why you don't sleep from 3 o'clock in the morning until about 8 o'clock in the morning? Because that's when we're at fucking battle. Just letting you know. It's been wide awake 3 to 5, then to 8, and then I'm dead asleep till about 10. And once or twice I hit that 12 o'clock area. I don't like doing that anymore, though, at all. I like getting up at like 9 o'clock.
I know that's like the jam.
That's like a sweet time,
Yeah,
man.
because then if I get up earlier, it's good. Because then I roll right into you roll right into me. It's
I
good.
enjoy rolling into you.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So you can back out of the whole thing. But for me, they were saying, all right, so you took a chance, this, that, and the other thing, and we grabbed you and we were like, we're giving you that last class because we know you can see it right now so hardcore that
Mhm.
it'll make you stop. So there's that thing that affects some people need to see it, some people hear about it, some people get an understanding of it and they just stop doing it. But there's this ultimate feeling inside of you of backing out for real, not just saying it. There's this like thing when I talk sometimes, it's like I get hit with like more energy, and I feel it from the top of my head and that weird fucking pipe that goes down right down to my fucking butt, and then it like shakes the whole thing, so it feels like everything does that, like I'm loading a shotgun within me of energy, and now it's here. But it when I declared wealth, that's what happened. That feeling when you declared cutting contracts with Ma Diggity, and
Oh
then she
yeah,
showed
yeah.
up next morning, did it twice. Okay, when you declared cutting contracts with Shiva and he fucking shows up and he starts doing all kinds of shit, that's what I'm talking about. It's like that intense thing. Not, I just read the mantra, I read it off the page, to cut my cords and contracts and resolutions of
Oh
past lives
no, I
and
declared that.
whatever. Okay, when you just read it, it's one thing. It'll start working to you in your
Yeah.
favor or whatever, but your intent behind it is what pushes it into the next level.
Well, because you could say anything you want, but if you don't believe what you're saying, they're just words,
And
and
at your level,
you're creating more karma in the universe. You're telling the universe what you don't want. Say what you feel, or don't say anything. Don't cause conflict. Say nothing. That's the hardest part, right?
mhm,
I used to talk so much. Now
at that higher level, guys, gals, at the higher level that I'm
very
talking
few
about,
words. No, I talk. I'm a talker,
your
but
mind,
it's very few words.
it doesn't work like it works here, like where you're like, oh my God, I got so many
Yeah,
things on my mind.
no, it's
It's one clear
fucking picture
One
at
thing.
all times,
Yeah.
and then you access whatever you want. That's what it's supposed to be, not thrown in your face. Oh, I got 100 movie screens going in my head at once. My kids, my car, my kids, money. And it's like, yo, hold on, homie. You know there's only one screen, right? And you're like, what? There's no screen. That's
Yeah.
the screen. There's no screen.
Right.
And they're like, I don't know, this fucking kid and his no screens and his fucking chakras and shit, fucking hippie with a beard. No, dummy. It's supposed to be open freedom. Your thought. That's why when she's like, don't say nothing, that means don't say nothing up here 100 times either. Like if I go, listen, we got to play it cool, man. You should just throw love at people. You can't go, oh, my name's whatever. Nice to meet you. Sending you love and light. And in your head, you're like, oh, she's got bigger tits than me. And fuck this fucking bitch. She's got fucking heels on and the fucking thing. And this bitch don't shave. Like, what? You can't do that in your head and then be nice out loud. It doesn't work.
No.
You might think you're tricking someone, but everyone's higher self is listening. You have to like legit get into the groove. Like you're just not better than, but you're better than the drama.
Everyone's better than the drama. Everyone.
Like I felt
Everyone
like
can
we
take
dipped,
a step back from the drama.
we dipped into frequency earlier, and we had a great time with my brother and the family and
Yeah,
Joey.
no drama.
No drama, and there was a lot of love and light. Let me tell you.
No conversation that we didn't want to hear. No drama. It was just like we were divinely led through the house. And
But we did notice, I did hard, and I told Paula this. We dip in to that, have a good time, and then dip
out.
back up.
Yeah, get back out.
It's not just leaving my brothers or getting away from people and my family. I love them. But when we are there, it's like going in.
Yeah.
And I think you know what I'm talking about. If there was a staircase going down,
yeah,
you gotta like dip in and then go and then down the. Exactly. So that's what it's like. So they tell you come down from the mountain and then people see the light. Well, that's a metaphor for being in the room and holding the structure, the whole conscious thing.
It's an afternoon. You can keep your opinion to yourself. Like we
and sometimes you have to be there.
No one there is
if someone disagrees with a belief system or structure that you somehow believe in, or what you gotta let it go.
Everyone's a normie. No one there is.
You're better off analyzing instead, not analyzing the person and blaming them, but analyzing your awareness of the situation and what just set you off and why it set you off and how it shouldn't set you off, unless it's something that is really like someone like you could, you know, you see something with someone's kicking a kid or doing something stupid. I'm just saying, like, there's actionable moments and non-actionable moments. And during your non-actionable moments, you could be your best aware of the situation and breaking down what makes you aware of it, why you'd be aware of it, instead of blaming the other person like, oh, he believes in this, so fuck this motherfucker. I mean, if it's not a Nazi and they're not trying to kill anyone, what the fuck do you give a shit? What do you care?
I agree.
If you're forced to care, or if you do care, then just fucking do it. Don't be judgy McJudge fuck, because we don't get nowhere with this. I'm telling you, I was judgy the other day. I was like, yo, this sounds like I'm judging everyone and I'm just talking. It's like the language isn't allowing me to talk freely without it sounding judgy, because the fucking full idea I don't think is coming across, because I'm talking going, why doesn't it sound right? I'm not being mean. I'm trying to just say this, but because of my language, I can't break that barrier. But Paula, you know what I mean. And you're like, of course I know what you mean. I'm looking right at you. We're having the conversation. And I'm like, fuck, I could imagine how this would be with like jumping in, coming down that staircase a few steps and try to have that conversation. It would be like, you trying to be smarter than me? You think you're better than me? It could come right into that without you even saying anything. You're like, dude, I just showed up. I just came in the door. Hello. It's like, fuck this motherfucker. You got to learn how to deal with this stuff. Why? Because it brings you out. It jumps you right back out. You think by winning the battle, oh, now I defeated it, so I'm out. Look, if a demon's up in your grill, fucking throw it a beating. Transmute everything, right? But you get to a point where you're like, bro, why am I fighting all the time? Well, you keep saying fight. If there's a demon in the room, kill it. Transmute it. You know what I mean.
Right. Then let the idea go.
And then get on with your fucking life. Trust me, as you get on with your life, your frequency just rises and those bad boys can't touch you. And as you go through lesson after lesson after lesson and you start going up,
right as you reach that apex, man, the shit just fucking cans you. That's the test. There are tests. Let's see if he could really handle the energy. Hit him with some energy. Okay, Paul, now ask him to do it. Hey, Frank, you think, shut the fuck up. Oh, he's not ready. He failed that one. That's how it goes, man. You're like, what are you so mad at? I don't know. Fuck.
Well,
Fuck.
you better figure it out.
We listened to Bill Burr, right?
Oh my God.
He fucking left the keys out in the other room, went into the garage, started blowing his fucking horn. We're not different than anyone else. We have to learn. We're all going through it. So the lesson is learn from the people that are going through it, or that you catch ear of something and it's sounds like it'll work for you. Bring it in, make it work for you. Oh, I never heard that before. That sounds like it'll work. Oh, I like this idea. I never had that idea before. Maybe I could somehow incorporate it into my mind. So then when things start happening, I just fucking get another. It's another one in the belt. Right? I got another load in here. I could go in my bag. I could pull out all these fucking things. And then I get to a level where there's no bag, there's no things. There's just you and you, but the higher. And we're like, oh, wait a second. And they go, you guys see that? It's freedom. You're coming here.
But I said that to you.
Well, you've said the whole thing.
No. But I've said that to you today when we were going to your brother's house. I said, my pocketbook is so light. And I was the one for my entire life that had that magic bag. I had a bag. I could have gone on The Price is Right. No, not The Price is Right. Let's Make a Deal. And I can guarantee that I would have had 90% of what that man asked for in my bag, because that was my go bag. I always had a go bag. No matter where I was, I always had a go bag ready. And you ladies who know what a go bag is, you know what I mean. And it's a really frightening way to live. But, since I've been with Frank, we were talking the other day and he was like, how long has it been? How long is it for us? And I said, it's 6 years. And he said, most of everything that has happened to us has happened here because we've been here for 5 years. And I had to really step back and think about that. And then we started playing the Your Memories on Facebook game. This happened 3 years ago. This happened 4 years ago. This happened 2 years ago. And we couldn't believe how much we had lived in a short period of time.
I've lived more.
Yeah, me too.
But I did so much in my life. But when I look back, it's like a different life.
Yeah, it's
I
like
gained all the abilities from that lifetime.
I
and
said
now
it the other
in
day.
This 6
many
years
lives.
Is the new life.
Yeah, don't you feel you lived many lives? I do too. I feel I've lived many different lives.
I feel like this is actually all of that was to get me here.
Yeah,
so
me
I
too.
can live for real.
Me too.
And have like wisdom behind it or something.
Me too. This is my favorite place I've ever lived.
Yeah, I feel pretty fucking good. You'll notice in the comic books, everyone, and in the books and the novels, TV shows, it's all there. Whether it's Star Trek, whether it's Rick and Morty, whether it's the fucking Flintstones when they have the kazoo character and manifesting genies and all that other stuff. Everything has a metaphor for the truth or is literally pulled directly from the fucking truth. And then you're like, that can't be true. It's on TV. I'm telling you right now, we could just back away from all the devils and demons and monsters and fear we're fearless. We just step away from it. And if it asks us to come in, you say no. That's it. It's that simple. I know fucking crazy experiences. Not all of you are going to battle it like I did, but you're all going to have to battle it at one point or another. We all have a fear that we hide down deep inside. Sorry, it's just the way this place works.
Oh,
you want out?
But it's totally true. I did.
In.
I leave the house with nothing with you. When we go on our walks, I don't even have a key. I don't even have 50. Well, not that it matters.
It's like we're getting lighter.
Payphone. I have nothing. Like that would never be me with anyone, even family members. I would never leave with nothing because I trusted no one. But I trust you, and I could tell by what I bring with me. I bring nothing.
Well, I know the importance of this from stuff like meeting the being that was here, and then him asking me how we're doing what we're doing. And I said, what? I love Paula. I just live with her. And this, it's like, no, what you're that. And you, everyone listening at home, have to be an individual. Your own circuit has to be a closed circuit. Your bubble of protection, your aura, whatever, has to be clean and clear and powerful and strong. When that circuit is closed from your feet, it's a closed system, right? It runs like a snake, but comes back up the same way, creating a bunch of figure eights as it comes back up, which is really the infinity sign, right? It turns to the side with your partner once you have once you have yourself on lock. You'll always be working on it. You'll never be perfect, whatever, but you'll always be you. You'll always be getting towards more real you, so you can connect, bring the higher one, merge fucking soul and form, and fucking take the flesh into the next realm. That's our job. It's what we do. It's not like we don't do this. You know it. You ready? We got to go do it.
Very passionate, Frank.
I catch myself if I go too far. I start channeling. I felt it like it's as if it's opening, and they're just waiting there to just jump, be like, "Yo, I got this, Frank. I'm with you." And it feels weird because I could see myself on the screen, and it throws me off completely. So we go through these levels and layers, and we can defeat the whole thing. Simple, but you're like, it's not simple. I'm afraid. All right, I get it. I was afraid of things too. I'm still afraid of stuff, but there's a natural fear and there's like that shit fear that you walk around with. Oh, I'm afraid this might happen. I'm afraid that might happen. I'm afraid that. It's like, dude, calm the fuck down. Even Kevin and I working on the music, we both have to chill each other. And then what we're finding is that each step of the way we're learning it so well again. Each level will throw a hook. How you dealing with this? Well, it took an hour, but now we know how to do it. Okay, now load the song. Well, can't load the song. They want exactly this. Well, we're going to trim the song, do this with the song, and do this with the song. What the fuck just happened? I sent it to you. Oh, you just sent me the beat. I guess we got to use the original song because the universe wants it this way. Okay, stop hitting us back and forth. Let's just do the song. Just release it. Sweet release. And then all of a sudden, we both learning.
Can I light that?
If you can get it lit, I was having an issue. That's
Okay.
I'll roll something in a minute.
All right.
I want you all to know that you can do this. It's time. It's I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's time to take the reins back from anything that you give it to and bring it into the other side. Just get rid of it. Transmute your shit.
Word.
Be
Thank you.
be real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't. It's a waste. Just even in your head, if you're not gonna like apologize or make up with people, but you're sorry about something and you're just not gonna see him no more, but this thing keeps coming up in your mind, just send love at it. Just probably like, I love you, man. I'm over this scenario. It's fucking boring. It's sick. I get it. I hurt your feelings. I did something bad. I will not do that again. And for you fucking weirdo perverts that imagine having sex with every person in the room and all kinds of weird shit, yo, you ain't going nowhere until you fix that shit. That means your mind isn't. This is another thing I'm learning. If you be so unaware that the character you're in contact with to have mental sex with just slaps you and says, no, stop touching me. And you keep creating scenarios in your head and they're like, I've seen it. And I'm telling you,
I kicked the thing.
if you can't control your mind with shit like that, you're not going to get anywhere fast. You have no willpower, mental, I don't know what you would call that.
Ability?
No, like you got no control over yourself. You might control yourself in public and you're the best person in the world, but in your head, you're like fucking everyone in the room. there's a point of no return when you're doing that kind of shit. The higher selves are all working out scenarios and doing all kinds of weird shit. When you're on the higher level, you're seeing this. So you know not to like have sex with your friend's wife or the husband. You start to dial it back. You're like, well, I would never want to hurt that relationship. So why would I even want to covet that? I have this. This is makes me happy. If I was unhappy, I'd leave. Like what the fuck, people? So you want a mental this is going all
I
over
know.
my hands.
I know. It just did it to me.
Oh, you could have warned me.
I'm sorry.
Now I have poop finger.
It's
at that,
not
look at that.
poop finger,
Resin finger.
resin finger, goo finger.
Smells like a dirty ashtray.
No, it doesn't.
Smell my finger.
He just gave me his finger to smell in front of people. Thank you.
It was a joke. I was doing it on
Yeah.
purpose.
Okay.
You know what?
All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Why do I have to explain this to you? You've been
You're
around
not-
long enough to not have the
You
joke
don't have to
explained to you.
explain it. Stop making me sound like an old person. You keep doing that.
I didn't say anything.
You've been around long enough.
To know when.
Yeah, and then he called out my age today at a birthday party.
I did not.
You did too.
You keep thinking I'm saying things about your age, and I'm not. So anytime I say the word 50, you keep coming at me.
Yeah, or today you went out of your way to tell everyone you were 2.5 years younger.
Yo, homie, you're making shit. This is what I'm talking about.
Oh
Making
my
shit up in your fucking mind, okay? In her head, every time I say the word, I'm not 50, it's because I found out this year I'll be 47. And I thought I was going to be 40 fucking 9. So don't get into my shit.
No,
Leave me alone, okay? Get out of here. So now every time I talk in front of anyone, and she's not even giving me a 3-year fucking swing, by the way, in the numbers, up or down. But because she's going there, Frank's a dick. This is what I'm saying. You all got to clear that shit out.
Look,
We're not having this no more.
Look, you're not a dick because I'm going there. I'm going there whether I like it or not. We're all going.
Get
there.
over it. I'm not making
I
fun
am
of you.
over it.
I'm
I don't
not.
think
Nah, see, I'm showing you live how you got to do this.
Oh, I
Ready?
see.
Yo, homie, I love you. I
Uh-huh.
love you, Paula.
I know
Paula
you
Milo.
love me. I know
I
you
love
do.
you with all my heart
I
and
know.
soul. I will.
know you
But
do.
you gotta chill with that, because honestly, I would never purposely do that in front of anyone but just you. Now, when I'm alone with her, I will say whatever the fuck I want, but I'm pretty cool about shit. Listen,
All right.
okay,
All right. All right.
but not in public. Like
Okay.
and in front of a squad we never see. See, this is what goes on. People would think like Frank for a joke is going to say something, and then he lets it out, and then it had nothing to do with anything. And it's in front of people we never see. So why would I even do that? See, I don't have a bad intention. So we dial everything back, and then we go, oh, okay, done. As soon as this camera goes off, I'm jumping right on top of you
Of course.
and showering you with kisses. I'm gonna, you know.
Oscar, where you going?
I gotta keep an eye on him. Yeah,
Oh,
so
he's not peeing, is he?
I don't know.
Oh, no. Come here, baby.
So
Okay.
we let go of all that shit. Just let it go. Let it fly away. It doesn't suit you. The negative stuff will fall away. You just gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. I don't want to fight no more. I don't want to argue. Definitely don't want to fucking scream at nobody. I was getting upset the other day because I reached down to help an insect, and I crushed it because I couldn't bend right at first, and I like gasped for air, and then my hands shake. So I went to like be like, oh, let me just put you on the leaf, and dead. It fucking ruined my day. Right? So awareness of little things, important things. If I was being a heeb, right, and you're like, dude, you're just being a complete dick,
No, I'm kidding.
I would be like, listen, I am sorry. I won't do that ever again. And as a guy maybe who didn't making jokes randomly has upset you for some reason or another, I do it. I'm not trying to upset you.
I know you're not trying to
I'm
upset
just want to be the living example. We got to be the living example. I can't lie to myself ever about it. I somehow inherited Captain America's one awesome ability. Well, I don't lie, it's kind of my thing. So I don't have fucking need to lie to you. But I don't even need to lie to you either. None of you. None of you at all. It's a wrap. Get rid of the negative, bring in the positive in all different ways, best you can. You can choose to fight the demons, right? You clear your board, your area, keep your space clear. Then you recognize, oh shit, I'm on the board again. Raise the frequency up, raise it up. When you get towards that end part, it's like the singularity of darkness wants to just smack you in the head. It's like on the last level, the guy shows up and you're like, holy shit, how am I going to fight this guy? You choose A, fight him with your sword. Choose B, fight him with your shield and spear. Or C, don't fight him. Be like, yo, I'm done fighting. And I'm not scared of you either. And then he goes, oh, okay, bye. And he fucking walks away from you. And you find out that the individual just has to get him. You just got to get to that point. Somehow you go there inside the hologram in your class, inside the universe in you, and then you graduate that class and there's nothing there.
Because it's saying enough is enough. Enough is enough now. This is how we did it, and it didn't work, and we don't understand why we did it this way, because we just did it this way because everyone else did it this way and it worked for them. But you know what? Somehow it is not working out for me the same way. So I need to try something different, because what I was doing before and what you were doing before and what everyone is doing is not working for me. And that's okay.
You're so beautiful.
Oh,
No,
thank
I
you.
and you've been saying all of this, by the way, from before the show, before we had Fearless.
Oh, yeah.
This is stuff
Yeah.
that you talk about now. We gave that info out. Now I want to ask Paula a question on air, about she needs to talk about this. There's a reason for it, because at the time too, it all came in. It was so important. So you were going to read Dolores Cannon's books, right?
Oh, yeah. So,
I'm gonna use the bet. Tell them how you got that
oh,
book.
okay. So I've been trying to order this book for months, but every time I go to order it, and it's not the price of the book, it's not, has nothing to do with that. Every time I've tried to order this book, something has happened. And then I went to order it last month, and it was like, do I get the audio book? Do I get the real book? Do I just. And then something just snapped, and I was like, I guess I'm just not meant to read these books yet. And Frank and I listen to a lot of podcasts, and we listen to a lot of things on the internet. Mostly he's listening. Like, we listen to Tiffany all the time in the Fearless group, because his computer is always open. So I don't use my phone or my computer, because his stuff is always open. So no one ever sees any comments from me, because I'm always watching through him. So I finally ordered the book, and I said, I'm not going to start with the first book. I'm just going to go to the Convoluted Universe series. I'm going to start there, because I don't have time. Well, or at least I thought I didn't have time to go all the way to the beginning. And I certainly didn't want to go all the way to the beginning, because I wanted to read this stuff and then go back to it if I wanted to. And I ended up finding the books on Amazon, and I ordered it. And I said, no, I'm not going to start with the Custodians, the first book of the series. I'm going to start with the Convoluted Universe. And I ordered it, and they sent me the Custodians. And I started laughing, because Frank had to open the package for me, and he was like, what, this isn't what you wanted? And I was like, it's not what I ordered. I ordered another book, and that is what was sent to me. So this is what I will be reading, because the universe made the decision for me. And this has happened quite often just in the last month. Yeah, I would say in the last month, maybe month and a half, where I am being divinely led by the universe. And I'm very careful about where I am being led, but I am definitely letting the universe make more choices, and they have been working out, you know. just little, very small, subtle things that I can't even remember right now to say, but I know that's not the book I ordered. However, as soon as I started reading it, it was so, I mean, I'm only in a couple of chapters, and it's everything Frank and I have talked about. It's everything I already believe to be true. It's things that resonate truly and deeply with me. And I can't read it fast enough, but I haven't had a lot of time to read. So maybe an audiobook next time would be better, because we can listen and then we can do other things. Or maybe I am just meant to read it. But I mean, I bought a highlighter and I've already highlighted half of it. So I've never read something that resonated with me so quickly in the first few pages. I mean, it took, I think I had to get, I don't even think I finished the Esther Hicks one about Abraham. I had a very hard time reading that, but wasn't ready to receive the message years and years and years ago. And then I went back and I started reading it again, and it made sense, but I don't think I ever finished it. It's like movies. I never finish the last quarter of anything until I have to see it again, and usually again before I get to see the end. So
I've
it's
heard over and over since you started,
it's very funny. It's
especially
very
straight in
funny.
the beginning. You guys sound like Dolores Cannon, right? And
But I love her. I mean,
I didn't know who she was
but I
until
did. Yeah.
you like we started this, and then you were like Dolores Cannon. That's this girl.
You have to start watching some clips, and then you did. And
And then I got it. I watched her thing. She reminded me of Viola.
yeah, she was a very nice older lady. I mean, that's who she was. She wasn't,
Everything was amazing coming out of her mouth. Out of
yes,
her mouth came holodeck.
yes,
That was her.
yes.
I couldn't explain what I wanted to my fearless family for 100 times. I'm like, man, we're in a hologram, but then and it's the danger room and the with the X-Men, and people aren't going to understand that. What are they called in Star Trek? Holodeck.
Mhm.
Wait a second. She was talking before
Right,
that holodeck shit.
right,
Oh shit.
right.
Once
Mhm.
again, proving time, like things that are released, like, oh, that's Star Trek. It's like, no, that's before Star Trek. Look at her. Look at her. She's been talking about this, and
Right. Star Trek is in the future.
it's just interesting the way this comes out.
Hmm.
She's just a lady. She's fucking busy doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
She don't have time to watch.
She was a lady that started out
You
hypnotizing
start
people.
going, oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
And she had a calling. Yeah.
She didn't have the ayahuasca, but she
Mm-mm.
had something else happen. Like everyone has their own version of it. Like say people don't do psychedelics that listen to the show sometimes, and they're like, "Well, I'm not going to do that," but that's crazy. But you'll have a way that you do it. Your source won't your higher self won't exclude you from what you got to do because you don't do ayahuasca.
So from what I'm understanding about her is, I think she was intelligent enough, yet compassionate enough, yet discerning enough to communicate with someone who was under hypnosis and channel the beings that she channeled. And by using all of those qualities, she was able to discern and break down and deliver a message. And fully articulate an idea. And that was beautiful.
I think what she was doing was amazing. And yes, Della Allison Co. She's amazing as well. She's doing the same function as that. The two ladies are doing the same thing. They're using the same system that was developed
Well, I think
by
Allison
Dolores and
yeah,
Cannon.
the
So
QHHT.
yes, because it fucking works pretty good. We've at this point seen from those two ladies we just mentioned, Allison Co. and Dolores Cannon, so many visuals, perspectives about the same fucking topic over and over and over and over and over and over and over what's going on. And I'm here saying, look, it's robotics and technology. I'm like adding to the function of what they're saying to tell you more from that level for those that see. And Paul has been showing us how to do it the whole time. Just go outside and fucking plant, do your thing. That's the simplest way to say it. And when you, that'll make you go, what? No UFO attached to that? It's like, no, they're there, but I'm busy. We're doing this. I send love to them, and I have love. And when it's time, it's time.
But I already
we gotta
believe
get to
it.
doing
I
what I
already
like.
said I believe it. I don't need to see it. I'm ready. Like I got the bag packed in. Like I'm good. Like
Yeah, when
I
the
don't.
ship shows up, we're in.
You don't
But
have to show. You
I
don't have
can't
to.
wait for it every night outside.
You don't have to.
I'm busy.
Yeah, you don't have to sell me. I'm good.
We're making
I'm good.
music.
We have
We're
things to
planting
do.
fucked
Yeah,
up tomato
shit has
plants.
to happen.
We have cats everywhere. Like, come on. Like,
my barren plants.
so we get, but when you get involved with your stuff and your creations, that's when you get closer to the goal. I know it sounds weird, right? It's like, well, what if I meditate every day? And you don't have to. You get into a flow state daily with whatever you'll consider a meditation is meditation. So you could be walking, you could be going to the bathroom, you could be in the shower, you could be doing dishes, you could be sweeping, you could just be doing nothing, you could be in the grass, you could do whatever the fuck you want to do it, and just breathe. Right? And that gets you there. You're off screen. Right?
That's okay. I'm still here.
Don't give me the fish eye.
I'm
Nice to
listening.
you, like all fucking day, yo.
I'm tired, yo.
Okay.
Hanging on.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
So these are just ways that you can help in your own thing. Just remember, if you wake up every day and go to war, you're going to have a war every day.
That's
just
right.
letting you know, if you're going to go confront things all day long because you have to get your fucking truth out, you're going to find shit all day for it. Because honestly, the universe don't give a fuck. And people just don't give a fuck. And anyone that was throwing the truth in my direction like that, I would not give a fuck either. Right? So it's not that hard to do. It's set up where to win is to not win. That doesn't sound right. You just move yourself away from a win-lose button. No, you could either win or you could lose. You just remove yourself from that. And it's all glorious.
Because I don't have to lose for you to win.
Thank you. That's what you said that earlier, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Or yesterday, I remember you saying it. And I was like, that's fucking classic. Because there's enough for everyone. You're not supposed to be competing with me.
Right.
Unless we decide to have the competition.
Right. We can all have a win.
And even in that, you know how like you'll have teams play, but the fans really win no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. So you guys lost today. Oh, we lost. Oh, it's a little down note in my notebook. Oh, the book of life. I have one, but everyone cheered. Look, and you go see wrestling. You want to see a dude pin another dude because of whatever reasons, right? You go for the cheer. It's all great. We're here inside of that. We're inside the wrestling match and don't even realize it. Not as just the fan, but as the fan as well inside the match. You got to start thinking differently.
Yes. Agreed.
And the push to think differently is hard because I see a lot of you numbskulls. I'm just kidding. It's hard to do. It's hard for me to do every day to not be a Frankenfoot, right? I have my own, so I shit on me all day. But I try to uplift myself and be like, oh, don't do that for this reason because I don't want to do that because it hurts my heart. But I love doing this and it makes me feel better. And I got to just feel better. And I don't even attribute it to, and fuck everybody else and what you think. I'll say that out loud in conversation to be weird and just be like, yeah, fuck them.
Again, they
but
don't
inside,
have to hurt for you to do
I'm like, I love all of you. Just do your own thing. I don't want nothing bad for any of you.
Right.
Right. But if you're doing something bad, stop being a dick. It's basic stuff.
Right. But again, you don't have to feel good and someone doesn't have to feel bad because of that. You can just feel good.
And because you're like, well, we're in the duality. Man, we're fucking rising out of that. We're going to rise out of it's like your human suit. It sometimes clouds your vision a lot to miss these little details. And your flower inside the suit, unlocking the abilities of your suit, if you just sit back within it and breathe. Yeah, I don't like this, I don't like that, but you guys can do what you want to do. If it doesn't, you're not hurting me or the people I love or those people over there. Just do your thing. That's why we say it's simple. It's like, just don't be a dick. Well, there's always a dick in every crowd, right? You're
Well, just don't be him.
mixed into the school with all of them. Don't
You
be
just
at the
don't be him.
bar, right?
Don't go where you're not supposed to go. You know, when it feels good, it's good. And when it feels like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, then maybe you should question yourself and get back in the fucking car, go home. It's that simple. You don't look for trouble.
You
It
find
doesn't find it.
you
It doesn't
find
find
Buddha,
you.
and then you ask him,
Right.
"What, Buddha master? What do I do?" And he goes, "Love yourself more.
Go the fuck home.
Look both ways before crossing the street."
On your way home.
And then you're like, "This guy's a dick," and he's like, I finally met him. He tells me to love myself more. How can I love myself more? I'm the fucking best. Really?
Look in your bathroom mirror and you tell
Should-
yourself that. Go
Listen,
home.
A lot of those people that are like that, look inside. There's a little scared little baby boy. You cannot lie to yourself.
No.
Just release it.
No, it's not fair.
You don't have to do it in front of anyone.
No.
You do it
Do it
your own
privately.
fucking ways.
Don't lie to yourself.
Whatever situation for the experience confronts you, whether it's chakras, whether it's leaving your body, astral travel,
Right.
this, that, the other thing, it's all the same shit. You just
Right.
fucking take discernment, ground yourself, go have the experience, come back. You could tell the world, but you can't make anybody do anything. And then your perspective is going to change 500 times. So be fluid. Just be fluid. Be willing to hear the other side. Hey, I went up there. No, it's like this. It's like,
Okay.
it is like that. However, if you go over here, it's completely like this. Oh, we're just panned in and out. Yeah, there is nobody better than the other. It's just perspectives and levels of perspective and where you are on these chessboards, because we're inside the holographic matrix, which is going to open and we're just going to come out. Literally, no chessboard, no nothing, but you have to make that recognition. So once, just to close it off, Dolores Cannon was talking through her QHHT thing. I guess a guy was channeling, or I don't know how that works, but it was coming through on, they were trying to explain to her 5D Earth, right? And the crossover and the shift and everything. So they went biblical for a moment and said, well, there's two men in a field, one man's gone. Kind of this appears. Two people lay together, one person's gone. Two people doing this, one person's gone. And you're like, yo, what is happening? And they talk very plain and simply. Most people won't even know this occurs. Most. But the ones that do will literally walk right in. But everyone's going eventually. But
what do you mean? Into the new earth?
Into the new world, into the new earth, into the new frequencies. I take a lot of stuff as metaphors, but even if you wanted to listen when we're done with this, the thing I played for you the other day, you're like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It literally says in that.
Yeah, because they took excerpts and they just.
You're going to walk directly in, and that's it. It would be like you go to the store for a pack of cigarettes or a pack of bubble gum.
But that's
that simple.
Exactly how a lot of people explain it,
You're
and
like, you won't even know.
It's been explained that way by quite a few different people, and I agree. I think it's just, I don't think it's going to be anything that anyone even notices happens. And I think it's
the
been
higher ups will know if you're up there.
No, but I think this has been happening over time. This
Yes.
has been happening so slowly. It's happening in front of you, and you don't even realize it.
Yes, and as a place, there are already people there.
Right.
So it's not like we're the first.
No, right.
So that's
right.
not
They're
true.
they're spilling in. They're spilling in dribs and drabs.
And believe what you want out of it, but in every culture and every theme and everything in the background and every Matrix fucking movie, every story, every comic book, everything that places this has this moment, this weird shift thing that occurs.
But it's here and here. It's not there.
Yes, I was going to say, so you shift here and then out here changes. And I think that's what's going on. So it's not like you disappear. You just shift into the frequency that you're supposed to be in. It's like You know, some fish are in fresh water, some are in salt water, right? This time we're gonna go from one to the other and then walk out of the water. Do, and then fly with wings straight. You know, you gotta just be willing to just walk through and just let it happen. Forcing it, worrying about it. We're in the Galactic Federation, the lights coming. Shut the fuck up. We're not, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They're all gonna tell you the same thing. Relax. Are you in a spaceship? Are you flying one right now? I visit them too, but I don't go claiming it. I don't need to do that. Just send the message. Send the message through. Anchor the light. Don't worry about nothing else. All right? Don't worry about it. If you can't get the people around you to listen to you and understand, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Right? Get yourself out of the situation if you need to, but don't worry about it. Don't push it on no one. Don't. Hands up. I'm out. You'll find it. Find the singularity in you. All right. Thank you for spending the time with us tonight. Thank you. We were late. I know it's late.
Yeah, we had a birthday party. We really wanted it.
I had the worst coffee I've ever had. It gave me the
but
worst.
We really
heartburn.
did want to be here, so we were. And that.
I love you so much.
I'm happy we did this.
Oh man, thanks so much.
Aww.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you guys so much. I love you girls so much. Most high vibrations to all the family. Love you as well. KG, Della, Willow, everyone at home listening. The Truth Apocalypse.
Yeah, we love
the 100th
you.
Monkey Project. Sons of the Sun. Okay. Take the info. This is why it doesn't always need to be feel a show. I don't do interviews and stuff on the show, really. It's just anything that's relevant, I'll do as long as it stays relevant. But you're getting the info in bucket loads described. I might be channeling this one. Prescribed in levels, so you can see it, see me talk about it with my fucking hands, with my dirt mouth that needs an exorcism sometimes, but to explain it in such a way where you'll physically see it and become aware of it, and then now you can make your move on it. You don't have to worry about what everything and everyone's going on. And I appreciate everyone that's here, but there's comes a point where you have to believe in you and then check in and be like, oh shit, this is what's going on, which is why I always say the Fearless family is like, it's like a 2 weeks heads up on things. Sometimes only like 3 days when it's really intense, but we do get the heads up. We see it occurring. As you become more aware, that starts happening to you. Right. And now you're in your own story, your own comic where it's going down, and maybe you don't like to see things as a comic and you like to see it as whatever you like to see it as, then just do it. No one's stopping you, and we're only sending love at you, and you got this because you're awesome. I'm awesome. Right. You're fucking awesome too. That cat right there and those cats right there, they're fucking great. Your cats, my cats, everyone, I love you so much. Party on your spaceship tonight because mine's dirty. I don't want to be here. We're going to your house. Party at your place, bro.
100th Monkey Project. Thank you
so much. I love you so much. I send you positive vibes, love and light, and all that good stuff.
We love you.
Have a great night. If you do have any questions,
reach out.
Go inside, ground yourself, answer your own fucking question for once. No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
Just reach out.
Stay fearless, everyone. And remember, the universe rewards bravery. I love you so much. Have a great night. I love having a good time with you guys. Peace.